Run. Look at the campus run ever.
Good body, welcome to episode 19, the TheSuffolkRam here.
Scazius.
Bad.
And it is our birthday! 1 year old today.
Our collective birthday.
Yeah. Now we've got the bows cans up before they melt completely. Who wants to do the honours? All together?
Well, you've burnt yourself. I had to light the last candle because you can't handle it. Bad, you do the honours because you're the noob. Not going to show notes.
Did you like the cat? Smoke! Oh shit!
Oh no, the chaos!
We have a cake cutting knife
Turn that shit off!
on the table as well, so you know that's.
Well, someone's definitely going to lose a finger, or there's going to be something on fire. Oh, this is brilliant! No one thought this through.
Yeah, don't give the knife to me. It's just going to end badly.
Oh dear.
That's right.
I'm the candle blower, not the cake cutter.
This
This is a communist society,
You
sir.
planned this so well, dude.
I thought this was such a nice thing to do. I thought this was going to be really nice. We're going to have a cake and have candles and everything. A labour of love this cake was. Well, mother's love. But,
I wasn't aware that your mother listened to the podcast.
she doesn't.
Well, there you go.
She watched it once.
And then she was like, oh my god.
She watched it once and she stopped
She
watching
tended
it.
to get better company and better friends.
Yeah,
No,
such a foul-mouthed little chuckle.
She watched it once and got upset because I insulted
What the
people.
fuck you hang around with them grebos for?
She
I'm not
watched.
assuming that your mother
she-
swears or calls people grebos. You know,
She watched it once and then got upset with the fact that we insulted. I insulted people who played Lego Hobbit by saying that all they do is they like. I said you're a sort of person who likes hitting things. You'll probably quite enjoy it. And she got a bit upset by that, so she stopped watching.
Oh my god. She got upset by that. It's a good job she hasn't seen the other podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
How dare you insult your mother, Nick? Your mum's quite
She
nice.
ain't gonna watch
She made us
this.
cake. Of course she's nice.
Exactly.
Shh, I make cake.
Did your sister punch you out for saying the same thing?
There, she disagrees with me. Right, Luke.
Everyone has plates. It's like the
There's a
notes.
show
Just
notes.
choose the show notes. Bollocks to the podcast. Just big piece of cake. I'll sit it on top of my cup of tea. Oh no, I'll just use the audio recorder as a thing. This was supposed to happen. Seriously, could you imagine taking this down the pub? Supposed to take this down the pub.
Well,
And they'd have been like, what are them three random hairy geezers doing with a cake and microphones and...
bloody hell, how much ice did she put on that?
Well,
It's like an inch of icing.
that's right. Diabetes.
That is
Podcast
like, yeah,
styling.
Yeah, it's good, man.
At the start of the
Oh,
podcast, no one has diabetes. At the end of the
I'm
podcast.
glad our listeners at home can join in this.
Yes.
We should put this in the description.
Enjoy.
Yeah. We
eating
should put this in the
cake.
description. Pleplease make sure you have a cake handy for when the podcast starts.
At the end of the podcast, we'll all be having, like, I don't know, random sugar rushes and, like...
I have
Coma
those
dreams.
anyway.
I ain't
usually,
taking it.
but-
I ain't taking this cake
Ah.
back. Maybe it's got to be gone by the end of the podcast.
He's a feeder as well, that. God.
Jesus Christ, Nick.
What?
Savour the damn thing
I'm savouring it. I savour it my own special way.
by inhaling it.
I like to smooth off the icing so it's a nice sheen in my mouth.
And the...
So yeah, people are just tuning in to watch us eat cake. Aren't they?
Basically, yes.
Marie Antoinette would be having a field day with this podcast. Look, the people, they're eating cake.
It's poisonous cake.
It's not
Really?
brioche.
Someone's been cheeky. They're saying, yeah, you're only half an hour late.
It's alright.
That's a record.
And
Actually,
slacking
no,
off and eating cake.
Our
yeah.
record is 20 minutes, I think.
I've taken one bite so far. It's like,
Charles, we're aiming for he starts the whole thing off, so we're aiming for him.
Yeah, this is my breakfast, so, yeah,
Mm.
take your time, bud. Go for it. These awkward silences are really starting.
they are.
Well,
Oh no, I've got icing in my beard.
well,
Three fellas deep throating cream around the table, you know. It's like,
Just watch
well, while you two are finishing off your bits, shall we know how to do my bit, because he's going to be a while. I'll do my bit, and then
What, you
yeah.
actually
What?
played something? Because cake doesn't count as a game.
I have been playing something.
Oh,
We're talking of cake, that'll relate to something later, won't
This
it?
is the
Oh,
latest
yes.
release from Peter Molyneux. He said there'd be more to it than this.
Compatible.
He promised chocolate and has failed to deliver.
Yeah. Actually, it was meant to be. I was going to put food cone nice and make it blue like
See,
our logo.
it's totally a Peter Molyneux cake. It's what we're going to call it from now. The podcast Peter Molyneux
Yeah,
Surprise.
and I outsourced to a different development company.
This cake was not published by Bullfrog, therefore it's not good enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes, I've been playing a game recently. I've been playing, or doing a Let's Play of Metro Last Light.
You have a lovely bit of icing on your dip, by the
Do
way.
I?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, right, I'm storing half the cake in my beard till later. Seems really bad that I'm just scraping white stuff off too much.
So yeah, I'm playing Metro.
He played Metro.
I played Metro Last Light. Yes, I'm doing a Let's Play on it. It's quite fun.
Is that it?
No, it's actually it's good. It's more
10
action.
out of 10, I like
It's
it.
more
Game of the year.
It's more
Last
action.
year.
Yeah, it's more actionary than actionary like dictionary, but actiony. It's more actionary than the previous, not previous last, like previous Metro game, Metro 2033, which is a fantastic game. Very
That weren't
atmospheric.
actionary enough.
No, very low actionary rating.
Now we're starting to make shit up.
Okay.
Basically,
Wait a minute, what's that been different from normal?
fair point. We have cake though this time.
Yeah.
I think I've got cake in my tea. Win.
So it's. Can I
Is it
talk
based on
about
a book like the last?
the first one's based on a book? This one is adapted from the works of It's something they've made up, but based in the same universe.
Okay. Magic.
Yes, but it's a direct sequel to the first game.
Right.
To be fair, they actually spoiler the whole first game within the first 10 minutes. So if you haven't played the first game, you don't want to learn about the story, don't play it, because I'll tell you the whole story in the first 10 minutes. Which
I
is quite...
remember if you said you played the first one.
Oh, I have. I love the first one. I played it last year. Loved it. Very atmospheric.
I'm just
beautiful
watching us eating
game.
cake on there. It looks so wrong.
Yeah, very beautiful game. Because you've played it, haven't you, Luke?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful game.
I got absolutely wrecked at one point because, well, you know, I'm not very stealthy, and you could make a noise from about 5 miles away in a cavern.
The stealth is now a lot easier. They have basically they've made stealth a lot easier, which I sort of both like and dislike. I like stuff that's quite hard, but what I don't like it is when in the previous game, if you alerted one enemy, everybody knew you were there. The whole level did. So you didn't have that moment like from most stealth games where if one person catches you, you can take him out and get him for you, and you go, oh, I made it out there. They've improved the AI a lot in that respect, so you can do that.
They've improved the AI to the point that it's not fucking sheep.
Yeah.
Because that was horrible when I played the first one, man. Seriously, you
Some of the mutant AI was quite good though.
step on glass, like, no one could have heard you from the distance, and then all of a sudden the entire room's like, shit, he stepped on that piece of glass right over
That can't
there.
be a rat. That can't be a rat. It must be.
That must be that geezer that we don't know's there, that's actually right there, possibly hiding under the grate
Shoot him.
by that box.
Shoot him.
Everyone, let's get over there.
They have some other changes, but I don't. 'Cause the first one was actually quite a hardcore game. As you play, you have to really sort of like when you go up on the surface, you have a little time on your what you set. Whenever you go up, put your gas mask on, he has a little time on his watch.
Yeah,
and you can watch it go down.
Yeah.
But it's actually you have to keep looking at your watch to see it because it's actually quite hard to see when it's getting low. The new one, it's now got a digital watch, that has a proper countdown on it, so you can see. Which is I personally dislike. They've also changed the lights mechanic on it. You know, the old one had 3 lights to show how like there's like you're fully lit up, you're okay, you're a bit sharp, but you could be spotted someone came near you and you're in complete darkness. Now it's one or the other. There's no sort of middle ground.
In fairness, in the original Metro, it was just like, even in complete darkness, even if there's no one around, they still know you're there. It's just whether or not they decide to skip their coffee break.
I've stealth 3 levels. I've got stealth 3 levels in Metro. I quite enjoy stealth 3 levels in Metro.
Pain in the ass. But it was fun.
Great fun game. I love what I think we did well was atmosphere. It really felt like you were in a post-apocalyptic world. This has got.
Can I say, when I was on the surface, I'd shit bricks if anyone came and cracked my my gas mask. I was like, holy fucking crap! You see something walking past, like you don't know whether you want to kill it or just fucking run back from where you came.
But what's quite nice now, you can get like mud and stuff on your mask, and you've actually got a button that knows to wipe your visor. One thing I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if when you had the gas mask on, whether you saw around the edge of your screen or whether the whole screen was just clear like normal, but you'd see it get cracked. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think you did have limited vision. I think.
Yeah,
You
you don't have that in Last Light. It's just like it's basically you put the mask on. You don't makes no real visual difference. They have said they've made it more. The first one was more about a survival horror game. This is more of a shooter game. It does feel that more, but it's still very actionary. Still very enjoyable. Some new enemies. There's been a few new enemies in it. There's one called Spider-Bug, which, if you're arachnophobic, which I am, is horrible. There's literally I think my whole Let's Play of us walking through the area is me going, oh no, not more. Not more.
All of a sudden his voice goes higher and higher and higher.
There is a bit like that. There's a bit where I scream on the Let's Play.
Fuck, I'm watching
that.
Yeah.
See that.
It's like, ah!
Just like that.
Are these like giant spiders or just tiddly little things you can stomp on?
There's little tiddly ones. Tiddly ones will jump on your visor.
Cool.
Then there's Nick to shit himself then.
It was actually.
That was the one.
And then there's the big ones. Even the big ones are what are sort of worse. They'll run up. They'll come up to you. They don't like lights. So you have to shine your flashlight at them, and they'll scurry away. They'll try and sort of run around behind you and outflank you. When you've got 2 or 3 of them, you have
Back.
to.
I've got a newspaper. I'm not afraid to use it.
You need a bloody big newspaper for these things. But when if you burn them enough of your light, they flip over. And you can run up to them and stab them with this knife, which is quite
Good
cool.
job.
But no, I didn't. I don't like spiders and.
They were just looking for tummy pets, and you stab them. Ruthless man.
Well, they should have stung me with their stingers first, should they?
They were just playing, man. They didn't know that you'd probably die.
No. One thing it has got in it is this has its breather levels like the previous one did. You know, level which basically is just about story. There's no action in them. Just a wander a place. I do have this thing in games where you have like you have little side conversations. You can listen, get more insight. I do sometimes think some games put way too many of those in. And there's a point where you listen, you think actually I just want to move on, and it does that bit. There's literally one section you go into called theatre. And as you walk through it, you've got virtually every NPC is having a side conversation. If you want to get the story, you have to stop and listen to them more. And it is actually after a while, I just want to move on.
So that's where all of the story is. The rest of it just breeze through.
Pretty
when you
much.
Get to the theatre, get ready to sit down, get your popcorn.
I did. You can actually sit down in theatre. I actually sat down and watched the theatre show. It's quite. It's
Is that
quite...
whilst you were listening to everyone's conversations? You weren't actually...
No, this after some conversations. Yeah, I actually put in the description of the episode. This is a brief episode. Feel free to skip this if you want to.
Feel free to skip all of the story.
It's a half hour long of just listening to story. But I've been a people who might want to listen to it. I did it anyway.
Half an hour's worth of listening to padding.
Yeah, but I thought some people might want to listen to it, so I thought I'd pop it in there. So,
nice of you.
Yeah, because some people might like it. But it's a beautiful game. It still maintains that very visualness of it. In that visualness, there you go. Another word.
Action visualness.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Michael Bay explaining every one of his movies like this. Well, it's got lots of actionary visualness. Cool. We'll make it.
It doesn't ever. All your stuff you need is in game. So you have your objectives come up on a clipboard, but it's actual physical in the game. So if you want to look at them, you have to get
physical thing rather than just a menu.
And if you're in like a dark tunnel, you have to get your lighter and hold the lighter on it so you can see the clipboard. Well, because that makes you more lighter, so people can see you. So if you're trying to do stealth, don't look at your clipboard. But to be fair, you very rarely have to. Unlike the previous one, which you had to sort of look at it constantly to try and find where you were going. This one, I looked at it twice.
Is it still as intense graphically?
I would say it's better. Oh, it's better than the original.
The original would shit over any graphics card you threw at it, pretty much.
They've optimized it a lot better. It's not better optimized. The graphics, it looks beautiful. It looks really a lot prettier than the other one. Some that had some really dodgy. Some of the character models were rather dodgy.
I'll probably cry then if it turns out this is like a console port.
Step down.
It's right. I think it looks. It sells the atmosphere well, and when you go above the surface, it really sells the atmosphere.
I might have to give that a go. I don't actually think I've got it.
We need someone who does a let play of it or something just to watch first.
Yeah, I might have to check out that next.
Do you not want to watch that bit in the theatre though, man? I hear it's boring.
It's got loads of story. I might have to find that bit where the dude screams like a girl,
but it is 30 minutes where the dude who's doing it isn't talking, so that's always good.
No, I talk through as well.
Oh god, he talks through the story.
Damn,
he's
man.
one of them.
I comment on the theatre show.
That would never happen.
Yeah.
This popcorn's stale.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Doing any popcorn. Quite disappointing.
No striptease, nothing.
What's the point in that? What's sucky theatre?
Metro, good game.
Sucky theatre.
Sucky Fears, yeah. Good game, but
We rate it on its actual actionary visualness.
actionary, it's 5 actionaries out of actionary. Visualness is 5. It's I'd say 8 visionaries out of visualness, but they're different scales.
Actionary visualness. Right.
We're mixing them now. We've got visionaries.
Rating.
Weren't they Knights in the Magical Light back in the day?
Yes.
They were indeed.
How much is it now? So it is a.
Oh, I
Quite a-
can't. I bought such a long time ago. It's
Much
not.
other than the old-
They've now released Metro. That's what I would say. They've now released Metro Redux, which you ain't got any of the Metro games. I think it's £5, but you've got both games in it. But they've redone the original game using the Last Light's engine,
Okay.
and they've pulled some of the optimizations across, including some of the annoying features of the first game, but they've fixed in Last Light. They've pulled across as well.
So now it'll play on a toaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, if you haven't got it, buy the Redux version because
Right.
they've fixed a lot of things.
So it might actually play on my bonfire of a PC right now.
Well, if your PC actually worked, it probably would.
Yeah, I might be able to get to the title screen.
You could try.
I'll do. It's good enough for a review for most websites.
Yeah. Fair enough. Go for it. Right, actually, two have actually finished your cake now. How does it take to eat a bloody piece of cake?
You're savouring it. Your mum made that cake.
There was a love putting in that cake, man. Can
That's good.
taste a. Oh, good on the love. Taste the love. That'll teach me not to talk my mouth full.
Yeah. Didn't your mum never teach you that? I just feel like Paul Luke's got the
Talking
edit.
on my mouth full, tasting the love, and choking on the love. They sound like 3 films in a very, very dodgy trilogy.
I actually think that Paul Luke's going to have to sit down on the audio and actually have to edit out all the munching.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep adding. That just shows how much we love the cake. It's good cake. Man, like I edit anything these
We need
days.
to add
Christ.
sexy
I
sounds
ate
effects
anything.
into it.
You guys don't pay me enough.
Don't pay you anything.
I ain't
And now
nothing.
we know what.
We've earned 14 pence on our YouTube channel. I mean, between 3 of us, that's nearly 5p each.
Oh, you can say that, but I almost guarantee you we haven't bet that much. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to.
I know, I looked at the analytics
I
the
hate
other
to
day,
break
it's
it to you,
14
Nick,
pence.
But I have played a game and I didn't write it on the notes because I wanted to surprise you.
Once again,
I did it on purpose because I wanted to surprise you. Because the game is Dishonored and I hated it.
Can we talk about that? We talk about that.
episode. Actually, that fits in quite nicely. That was episode 1 we talked about
There you
Dishonored.
go.
There you go, right back to episode 1. And you were talking about stealth games. I just thought I had to. I really didn't like it. I played it up to like. I got to the city and I saved some dude and I just couldn't get into it.
I was really hyped for the game, and I mean it seemed really, really fun up until I
The
got
things
to
that
it.
I was getting sold on it were like people saying it's like Thief, and it's like okay, yeah, it's the spiritual successor of the Thief. And I played it, and I instantly hated every character I came across. It was like, oh, the Empress is dead. Well, she should have been dumb enough to send me away then, being her only bodyguard, you know.
But no, she was fine when she sent you away. It's when you came back.
Yeah. She's a bit of a shit bodyguard, really.
We discussed this. Well, yeah, she walks back and she gets murdered.
Yeah.
Go back to episode 1.
Yeah.
You'll hear this exact conversation.
Excellent.
Except, Bart will be replaced with some foul-mouthed chucklehead.
Who was that? Because only me and you on episode 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was the foul-mouthed chucklehead, if anyone hasn't guessed.
Right,
bring it to
yeah.
the episode.
I only just wanted to say I played it and I hated it. That was it. I just had to throw it in there because that was, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it.
I didn't think it was a bad game, but I couldn't really.
I think
get
it was
into
more the
characters.
characterization really put me off. There wasn't anything in the world that really hooked me in. Like,
It's got problems with it. The main problem, the fact that the game punishes you for playing with all the fun toys.
yeah.
You use,
yeah.
You use the fun toys, and the game
Get
punishes
the
you
bad
for it.
ending. Yeah, that's not
And
cool.
that's nothing I don't like about the game, because basically, if you're a stealth player and you want to get the good ending, you're basically just sleep darts and chokeholds. Or in the add-on, you get some pepper dust.
Right.
Just throw some
Right.
pepper in the face, and that's it. Whereas if you play for don't worry about getting the bad ending, you get mines that shred people to pieces. You can electrocute people gateways. You can.
I'm happy with the bad end.
Yeah, that's all.
Apparently, isn't the bad ending the canon ending? That's what I heard.
I don't think it's ever been said which ending is canon.
Oh. Maybe somebody lied to me. I don't know. I was talking
No,
about it. And
yeah,
somebody
again,
did about
well,
it, and-
not being fun until there's a sequel. There can be no canon ending.
Flashback. We'll find something.
Sometimes developers will state if an ending's canon or not.
Which one you were supposed to get, but didn't
Yeah.
care enough for. I don't know why. When you said like all the fun toys kind of lead you to the
He's
bad
right though,
ending.
yeah, definitely. Because that was one of the things that gives you that message right at the beginning. I was like, well, that's a bit pointless, isn't it?
Well,
Getting all these toys and you can't use any of them.
it
Yeah.
reminds me. Christ, what was the game? Blades of Time was its sequel. X-Blades.
Mhm.
I was kind of like God of War cross with.
I remember Blades of Time coming out. Like, lots of people getting it. Was it good?
I don't know. I never played the sequel, but I
Oh.
did play X-Blades. That everyone said, get the fuck away from it. So it was literally God of War cross with Heavenly Sword or whatever it was on the PlayStation 3. Or at least that's what a lot of people would say. It's like not a bad game, but a lot of the time you just want to bang your head against the wall. But there are two endings, good and bad. I'm just going to completely throw this out the window here. You've got you've got skill trees, and it doesn't matter what you do in the game. If you put a single point into one of the wrong skill trees, that's enough to get the bad ending. You don't have to use the skill. You don't if you let someone die or whatever, doesn't matter. But just putting a single point in one of the other skill trees is like.
I think
Fucking
games in
ending.
general, most games in general, are terrible at endings.
Yeah.
I think most games just can't end a game properly because most things come
Yeah,
down
that's true.
to they either try and guess what ending you should have based on some arbitrary action. So, like Silent Hill, if you didn't heal enough, you think you're suicidal. The reason you didn't heal enough is that you're not going to waste healing. Like if you're half health, you're not going to waste your potions or whatever you have. What do you have in Silent Hill? Was it vials, wasn't it? Whatever you had in Silent Hill to heal yourself up, you're not going to waste them when you're half health and they restore you fully. You're going to wait till you're low health because that's just economical, isn't it?
Mm.
So basically, you must be being suicidal, and apparently gave a bad ending for it. And then you get the people like what Deus Ex has always done, even the original Deus Ex, where basically you get to stage like, okay, now you pick which ending you want.
Second one was awful, wasn't it?
So yeah, just kill everybody else but the people you want to win.
Yeah.
Ending. Third one's even worse. The third one is a brilliant game right when you get to the ending, when basically you're ending, you pick an ending by literally pushing a button. It's like, which ending do I want? That one, or that one? The only game I think does decent endings is the Fallout games, where basically rather than having an ending, you have several missions in the game, and depending on how you complete them, it'll have a little video based on the aftermath of that mission. So it'll say like, the chosen one did this, this, and this, and the people from so are able to move on and do this stuff. And so it knits them all together. So you have a montage of about 20 different mini endings, because you might have done different actions that are all different. So that it actually reflects what you actually did,
Utterly
rather than trying to
biased
guess
here
you.
because it's my favourite game, but Suikoden 2 had very good endings. I think you can get about 3 or 4 different endings depending on choices you made during the story. Which is quite open-ended for a JRPG, really, because not many JRPGs are really that open-ended, are they? There's normally quite a bit of a straight-through with JRPGs, but this one, depending on how many, because you could collect people and put in your castle that would join you, join your cause, the 108 stars. Depending on how many of them you got, at what point in the game you got them, and various political decisions you made, you got a different ending. And the 3 endings are all really good. I mean, one of them that's really, I thought was quite profound. I won't reveal the ending, but the route to getting it is because you're going through the game, you're just like a pretty much a young guy, you're like a kid, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who's put into this position of being involved in a military war. One of the endings you can get is just from making choices where you run away all the time. And I remember someone saying that, well, that's a bit of a shit, and isn't. And I thought, well, not really, actually, because you've got this kid who's been thrust into a position of authority that he doesn't necessarily want to be in, and he may not want to get involved in all this conflict and the combat that's going on, and he just wants to go home, and be with his family and that. And if you make those decisions, you get a specific kind of ending, but the way it goes about doing it is very real, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I think as soon as a game has to make an ending, but it's got to be like a final epilogue, or this is what so-and-so went and did. Because half the time when it sort of puts in, and you think, no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
This character, for all intents and purposes, is me at this point, or how I'm portraying myself in this game. I wouldn't do that. Oh, you want to say to people, no, I
I suppose
wouldn't.
it
I'll let
depends on
burn.
how open-ended the game is. If it's a game where your character is or the game is based around you building your character, then yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But if it's more of a story about a character that you have no real impact on other than playing the game itself,
Yeah,
then yeah.
and then it comes down to, but then it depends how it allows you to play as that character in the game.
Yeah.
So let's say, take a Dishonored example where you can play both stealthy or violently. The fact that the way the ending implies in both the endings might say, oh, you'll do something which you wouldn't necessarily
Funnily
imply.
enough, the lack of character hurt Dishonored a lot for me. I think I would have enjoyed the game more had it had, what was his name, the guy who plays Corvo?
Corvo.
Had Corvo actually been more of his own character, the game might have been more likable, because it obviously set its own world and lore up, and Corvo doesn't really say or do much.
He doesn't say anything in the whole game. That is actually, that's actually why I quite like him as a character, because there's no presumption. So, to me, when I played Corvo, and this would be when I was Corvo, he was an okay guy. You know, he was done some slightly shady things, but he was Lord Protector, so he must have been a reasonably stand-out guy.
Wolf Among Us, where we were having the exact same conversation, but that character has his own character as well, and yet we sort of managed to build Bigby into our own idea.
You can,
of what
but you are semi-limited to how he can be. But as a Corvo to me to my Corvo, I think would be quite a nice person to meet.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Luke's
He just
Corvo
strangles people.
Luke's Corvo be a psychopath, and you wouldn't want to cross. And that's why I like the fact that sometimes I like it when the game's really light on.
The problem being, because it was like being compared to Thief a lot, and people saying you should like this if you like Thief. Well, no, because the thing I liked about Thief was Garrett's snacky personality, and Corvo doesn't have any of that. And it would have been nice to have heard him comment on shit that was going on, you know, and stuff that was happening.
But the thing about Thief, though, is the way Thief was set up is that you couldn't really, although you could semi-go through the games violently, it was heavily discouraged. And on high difficulties, you couldn't kill people. So it encourages, whereas obviously, in the case of Sonic, you can do both.
Yeah.
So I think
a lot of it comes down to the playtesting as well. I hear that Dishonored had a horrible playtesting.
Yeah,
where they playtested it.
They couldn't figure out. People couldn't figure out what the hell
because
to do
they're
because they had
stupid.
so many different.
The game would have been a lot better had they playtested it with people that actually play games rather than these morons that get given these jobs.
Didn't they give them to?
I remember them showing an example of a really easy puzzle, and all these numpties not getting it and going, "Oh, this is too hard. I can't figure it out." And it's just like, it's a very basic stealth puzzle. How can you not figure this out? If you want to play this kind of game,
what's the big old convention that happens in Germany? Is it Gamescom?
No, it's Games Convention Germany, GCG, isn't it?
Hang on.
Oh, maybe.
Clue, but
I don't know.
Didn't they play test it there, and everyone was like, "I don't understand," and then they had to kind of put things in the game so that they actually showed you where you could go.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, they had to put pointers in, and
damn. But you're right, Nick. I was a murderous bastard.
Exactly. That's why having a very, I think the more open a game is to how you play it, the less personalization that a character needs to start with.
You could play Babysitting Simulator and you'd still turn out to be a murderous bastard.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins Simulator, you know.
It's like Nursery Tycoon.
Hey kids, I'll teach you how to use a shotgun. It's cool.
Yeah, not good times. I need to make a joke about teaching kids to use a Uzi, but given what happened in America recently, probably not. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen if you give a child a fully automatic weapon?
Well, if I was anywhere other than America, it might have turned out all right.
It's probably normal.
But, you know, just America.
Yeah.
Store it in your inventory. Don't get it out and wave it around. Video games 101. Damn it.
Learn.
Stored in your magical inventory.
Yeah. Ammo is separate to gun when stored in inventory, not in the same place.
Well, yeah, man. U.S. government thinks the games tell us how to kill. Well, seriously, as you say, put it in your inventory. So, job done. If games have taught me anything.
This is an adventure game. The Uzi is not to be used as a gun. It is a trading piece with another character.
Or you eventually go around and you've like done this quest to get to this ultra weapon. It's like I don't know, say it's a massive missile launcher. It looks beautiful. It's like the ultimate does things like I'll save that for later and never use it for the rest of the game.
I love it when you get all the way through a game to unlock a ridiculous weapon. You're like, well, 90% of the game is done now.
Yeah.
What's the point of this ridiculously overpowered weapon?
I have played games where I've picked up a weapon, I've never dared use it because the ammunition might be quite scarce, so I've never used it. And I've got to the game and say, oh, I've got all the ammunition for that weapon, I've not used it once.
Good times. It's is it Turok Dinosaur Hunter when you can find different
I think so, yeah.
Weapon, I can't remember what the weapon's called, but damn, I love that game.
Which Turok was it?
Turok 1.
The very first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You build like a railgun or something.
No, it was like a a rocket launcher. And
Was it?
something that was blue. I can't remember what it was.
A blue rocket launcher.
Yeah. Well, it left a blue trail because you had 2 hyperpowered.
Hey,
guns,
perhaps that's where you're getting confused because the Quake's well gun for the blue trail.
Oh, okay. Blue trails and guns. That's everything.
Yeah.
Instant.
And if I remember, Quake's well gun used to leave a curly trail as well, as if the bullet was somehow sort of
Yeah, it is.
rotating around a centre point magically. Sadly,
Right,
they've
man.
got railguns now.
Quake's so cool.
Yeah.
Right. What are we
Next.
on to now? Next.
Now, is this actually something that's on the? Are we going to be talking about something that's on the notes, or are you going to surprise me again?
I'm not going to surprise you
It's
again.
a birthday. It's all about surprises. And...
Even if they're horrible ones that you don't want. But yeah. I'm sorry, I just had to do it. I got it for free on Steam for a little while. It's like a free weekend, and I was like, I can play this game now and talk about it. And I was like, this sucks. I'm bored. What's happening? This is just a strangling simulator. I felt like I'm playing Peter Sutcliffe, the video game.
I
This
actually
isn't
did try
really
to
what I want
stealth
to
for a
do.
while, and then stealthing just turned me into getting bored and murdering everyone.
Next time I play, I'm going to do a no magic one, where you don't use any of your magic powers.
You know what you should do?
And then it's basically it's fitty when you do that because you have
Yeah.
to sneak up everything.
Do Scazzy Simulator 2015 and see how long you can go before you break out into a mass murder rampage. Try it. It's fun. I tried not murdering people in Postal 2. It lasted up until about the time I got into the queue at the bank.
Isn't that the first level?
It's not the point, man.
You're English. You should know how to queue
I
properly.
managed not killing anybody until I had to go buy the milk.
That's the first level!
I know it
And
is.
you don't buy the milk, you steal it and leg it out the shop.
I waited at the cash point trying to figure out how to buy it. When I was I couldn't buy it, then I shot the guy.
I just shot him and legged it.
I can't buy this here.
Take
I'm paying
bullet to the
bullets.
Yeah, pretty
Pay
much.
with lead.
Good job.
Someone told me you could buy the milk, so I figured out how. Someone told me you could buy milk, and so I tried to
Milk
buy the
buying
milk.
simulator.
Yeah, it's the same as you
2014.
go to, when you get paid, you go to the bank and you can either queue up or you can just nick all the money from the bank. Take your pick.
Yeah, but I tried to buy milk and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, well,
They just seemed to
That's
be an
your
option.
own fault,
I was
Nick.
thinking, where's the option to buy the milk? How do I buy the milk? This is getting too complicated. I want to buy some milk.
damn.
Bucket, I'll shoot you.
See, that's all you need to do. To turn Nick into a murderous
That
bastard,
pretty
just
much
give him the option to
sums
buy
up a
milk.
psycho, doesn't it? I can't buy milk. You're fucking dead. Where's the milk? Just some guy running around in the street, gunning people down, screaming about milk. Right? Don't
I'm
cry over
semi-skimmed. I
spilled
wanted
milk.
full fat.
Like goat's milk or rat's milk or something they had in Postal 2.
I don't know.
So much.
I no idea.
So good.
Oh, you don't know, right?
Crazy random ginger dude shooting.
I think
people.
we're going to jump to my second choice. We'll talk about Monster Hunter first because I wanted to shoot the breeze with you about this because it's a game. Luke wanted me. Well, I wanted to sort of see what it's like, but Luke wanted another person to play with online.
Yep.
So I thought,
When I actually get a chance to play. But...
yeah, I'd borrow his copy and see if I like it because I was a bit sketchy about it. I played the demo before, but only briefly, and said, yeah, I'm not sure if I like this game. But it was like, we'll give it a try. So I borrowed it, and I've been giving it a try, and it's kind of growing on me. Like, I still don't like some of the farming aspects, but I've been reassured that you can get through those quite quickly. I tend to get bored of stuff like that.
Like, once you know where the stuff is that you need or what you desperately want, then
Yeah.
you go for it. Because, like, you don't have to farm everything. I'm kind of jumping ahead right now, but the game's kind of grind heavy. And you're like, oh, crap, I want to get, I need a new set of armor, and people just kind of pick pieces from certain, like, every monster under the sun.
Rather than making a set
like you're just like, right, fuck it, I want Baroth armor. The annoying thing was, I couldn't get Baroth armor. I spent like days trying to get Baroth armor. I couldn't get the one piece I wanted. Two of my mates got it and put up a trolling video on YouTube. By the time they put the trolling video up, I'd already got like 3 stages of armor ahead of it because I just got sick and tired of trying to get that one. But you pick, you find the bits that you need. So like I told you earlier about herbs and honey and stuff like that. Find out where the fuck it is, get it, keep a stash of it. You don't need to farm all that.
But I mean, what actually drew me to it? Because I've wanted to play it for a while because everybody plays it and it's a very popular game amongst people I know. And
Monster Hunter 4's coming out soon.
yes, it is. Yes. So I wanted to get in on it, and like Japan loves it. It's like really big over there. So I'll keep trying. I'll persevere. So I got the demo.
New Monster Hunter coming out on the Vita, by the way.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
How
haven't
you got rid of it?
Never mind. But I thought I'll persevere, but I want to do the demo first because I obviously the start of the game is just the well, the main game is just you're farming quite a bit, aren't you? So well, what I'd test out monster fighting and stuff. So I got the demo again, and I'd only played it like once before, and thought, I'm not sure. So I thought I'd persevere with it this time. And I started to like it because there's all these different weapons. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I want to use. I don't use as a great sword, so I didn't pick that because I wanted to use a different weapon to what you use. So I tried all these weapons. I can kill there's two monsters. You've got a creature called the Lagombi, which is
like the piglet bear thing, isn't it?
It's a yeti with rabbit ears. It's pretty crazy. And then the Plesioth, which is basically like an underwater dragon kind of thing. And the Lagombi,
flying fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it took me a while to kill the Lagombi to begin with because I was getting used to the game. I'm testing all these weapons. I quite like the gun lance to begin with because it's sort of like I don't know. It's just a cool idea. You know, you've got a lance that has a gun in it, like
husks.
And I learned how to use it as well. And then when I started getting that all these weapons have specific learning curves, I started to really get into it because I was trying all these different weapons, thinking, oh, I like this one because of this. I like this one because of this. But what was really holding me back is I got to the point where I was getting so good with the weapons, I could kill the Lagombi, but could not kill the bloody Plesioth. Could not kill this fucking thing. So just a big underwater dragon that will jump up on the land. It's got this really annoying move where it keeps spinning round, will clock you with its tail and knock you flying. And I was never quick enough to get out of the way or to shield it or whatever. And then it'll go underwater, and then that's just a pain in the ass trying to fight this thing underwater.
Yeah, fighting underwater just sucks in that game so bad.
Now that I've figured what my weapon of choice is, and I've opted for, those of you playing Monster Hunter will know, the hunting horn. Well, my moniker's Bard, so it should have been an obvious choice. It's this musical weapon that buffs people, and I was like, yeah, cool. But I didn't really want to just be buffing people. But I watched a video about it, and the guy who was doing it said...
Shepherd, Social Dissidence.
That's the dude, yeah. It was a good video, and he said, you know, this isn't a buffing weapon predominantly. Obviously, you will learn to buff with it, but you have to get stuck in and use it, and it is a good weapon for getting stuck in and using. So, all right, I'll try it out. Tried this weapon out. Murdered the Lagombi with it. It died really quickly. I was quite impressed, and I'd already got the hang of the musical notes and getting all the buffs down, and using them in combat is really quite fun. Mixes the game up a bit. And then absolutely destroyed the Plesioth. So I found my weapon of choice, and that's got me into the game. But I kind of like the fact that it's taken me so long to find the weapon I wanted to use, because it's given me a chance to experience the game. And I like the fact that it's kept me coming back despite this monster being a pain in the ass, because the game has a really good challenge rating. I mean, it's hard, but it's the kind of hard that will draw you back in.
I just think you're not even playing on the hardest difficulty.
No,
at this point,
yeah. Apparently, that monster's quite hard for the demo, though. They were saying that was a bad monster put into the demo because it'll potentially put new players off.
But that was the whole point of putting an old bunny
So. And I don't know. I kind of see, because I wasn't willing to stop playing the demo until I found a weapon I could kill this bloody thing with, and that became like my little challenge. Every time I was playing the demo, I'm like, I'm going to find a weapon I can kill this thing with. I'm going to learn a weapon. I started to get really good with the switch axe, but still couldn't take this thing out. And then it was really I felt quite accomplished to have a weapon I could finally murder this boss with. And as much as I have enjoyed a lot of games over the years recently, that is not a feeling I've had for a long time, because boss battles are so simple nowadays. They're so easy. You don't get any challenge. You
Monster Hunter is just
stomp everything. So it was nice to have a game where I actually fought a boss and I had to really figure out how to kill this bloody thing. And
I mean, if you think, oh, hey, yo, I can take that down just myself.
Yeah, no
it ain't
chance.
any easier even if you've got 4 people with you, because you'll get.
But then this is where I could start to see why the game is so popular, because the whole idea of how the weapons work on their own merits, mixing together and working as a team, has kind of a team building thing that not many other games could attest to. Because on so many other games, you're on level pegging, your weapons are kind of the same. Whereas in this, they're so varied, different, that I could see the attraction of how you'd all be trying to work together as a team to take this beast down, and using your weapons to their strengths to benefit everybody else's weapons. Yeah,
so we have to throw this out there, because a lot of people always ask, like, hey, what's the best weapon in Monster Hunter?
No, there isn't one.
There ain't one. You've got a shit ton of them. Try them all. The best weapon is the one that you're most comfortable
from playing with the weapons myself, I could see like why certain weapons weren't for me, but at the same time why they work for other players. Like there were weapons there that really aren't to my playing style.
Exactly.
And that was instantly I could tell this is a really good weapon, doesn't work with me. Either it's too slow or it's too quick. Yeah, with me, I kind of found a middle ground with the horn, because you can move quite quick, you can still knock things down and do a reasonable amount of damage, but then the ability to knock out buffs while you're doing it is really quite cool. Like, once you get the mechanics of that down and you think, well, actually, I'm benefiting my whole team and I'm knocking the shit out of the monster. So yeah, it's quite a cool little weapon.
In my two of choice, sword and board and great sword.
Yeah.
You know,
great sword seems to be quite a popular one. And yeah, I've heard good things about the old sword and board, even though I couldn't get the sword and board down very well.
It's quick.
Yeah.
But it's kind of plain.
It felt weak
it's
to me.
It's the vanilla of Monster.
Yeah.
That's the one that you kind of.
I needed something that did a bit of damage, but also had something interesting to keep me. Because I tried the hammer, and while it's a good damage dealer, it felt a bit boring to me.
Yeah, because when you do the kind of like whirlwind stuff,
which is crap, isn't it? You need to stop and do the big heavy hit, don't you?
If you nail it, then you do pretty well. It's like a lot of people don't like greatsword. I think it's fucking brilliant, but everyone hates the fact that you get your one good swing in or your two good swings.
See,
slow as hell.
I didn't mind that
you have to put
because
it back.
I was a Zweihander user in Dark Souls, and it's pretty much the same kind of thing. Yeah, works the same way effectively.
You will find that 9 times out of 10 you're gonna miss. When you're going for that level 5 hit or that max hit, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah. Which again, where your team comes in, you could have your team set you up for a really good hit to do all that damage, and like the buffs I was seeing, I haven't seen all of them yet, because apparently different. Well, I've said it already from playing the main game, because I've got a different club to what you have in the demo. The different clubs can only do 3 notes each. Your Y attack, your B attack, and then your YB attack. But then each club has different note schemes, so they'll have 3 different notes that can do different buffs. So while you're learning all the buffs for one club, they'll be completely different to all the buffs on the other club. They'll have some of the same, if like say you've got one where you need 3 yellow notes and that both clubs have yellow, but one club might have blue notes and the other one might have red. So then suddenly you've got new things to try out. And yeah, some of the buffs I was using, and I've only seen like a very small amount of them by the looks of it, I could see where they'd benefit the different weapons. I mean, you've got a speed buff, you've got a stamina buff, a defense one, you've got one that adds penetration to your weapons, or makes the weapons penetrate harder by the looks of things. There's quite a few of them, and it seems like my weapon of choice there would affect the game of that. And then, all the other different weapons have their own little things. I could see with playing with the gun lance, you can use the actual ammo to break off pieces of the monster. Yeah, and
that's Zybo's choice. Is gun lance and switch axe.
Yeah.
Divine, I believe, uses hammer and possibly gun lance.
Lance and shield, according to this.
Oh, fair do. There you go. Watching. And I've already said sword and board and great.
But that's really cool, because it means if I do get the chance to play with you guys,
I've never actually played with a hunting horn.
Oh yeah. Because my main aim was because I didn't know all the weapons that your other players used. I only knew that you used a great sword, and you said somebody else used another weapon, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. And I wanted to try, or if I could, get a weapon that would be different, so that it was, you wouldn't have 2 of the same. You said someone used a bow. That was what I was remembering. Somebody had the bow, but I couldn't get the hang of that anyway. But I thought I'll try all the weapons, but I'd rather settle on one that no one else in the group uses.
Yeah.
And that ended up. Well, I mean, it should have been an obvious pick, really, from the start, but I was so adamant about not being typecast. I was like, I'll try that later, and we'll see what these ones are like. And I ended up using it anyway. The one in the demo is quite neat. It's like a coffin tied to a stick. It's like,
but I had to be honest, I don't really remember playing the demo much, if at all.
No.
But then again, to me, it was Monster.
I'd say that's a really good demo, because it gives you 10 characters that from what I can guess from playing only a little bit of the game, they have moderately decent armor and weapons, so that you're getting.
I'm pretty sure they're like near top.
Yeah, you're getting an experience of what the weapons are actually like, rather than just being
what
given.
You're gonna get than your nub stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, and the 2 monsters they give you are good, because the Lagombi is fairly simple. Although it did give me trouble to begin with, but now I can kill it in no time. But that just shows how fun the game is. You start learning how to do all these different things.
So once you have to really kind of get some of the stuff. Get some of this stuff down, and it gets even worse in later levels, because you join up so you're doing village quests, and I can remember you saying how you didn't really like doing the village quests. You unlock different stuff as you go through.
Yeah, see, that
for the
started
actual
to make
village.
some of the village stuff appeal to me, because I've started to actually now think, oh, this is handy, and I can do this, and that seems like that will grow on you.
But that can also tie into the online play, because literally you go to like the bottom left of the single player map, and there's a little bloke with a raft or a boat.
Right.
And then he'll take you to the port, which is where the multiplayer starts.
Ah, okay.
And you basically just end up on like another little port, and you then do another set of guild quests on pretty much the same maps for another kind of guild master or whatever. And you can all hammer through those, like...
Yeah,
you know,
I could see the game's predominantly built with multiplayer in mind. That's obvious from the get-go, yeah.
And at some point, like, you're like, oh yeah, so I've managed to fight, you know, you've fought a couple of them, you know, you did a fight of, you fought, like, Lagiacris, Baroth, Kurapeko, stuff like that, and all of a sudden you go onto this map, or even if you're just farming for the village, and then you'll find that some of the native enemies that have turned up in that map before will just fucking mob your ass. Like, I don't know, you'll be going out just to farm some stuff. And all of a sudden, Lagiacris, Kurapeko, and Great Jaggy come out of fucking nowhere to wreck you. And you're like, oh shit, no, I'm not going to be able to handle this. And then all of a sudden, Raytheon comes out.
Nice.
It's like you're just wandering around trying to grab yourself some honey and some blue mushrooms, and you're about to get mobbed the shit out of. Even in the easier modes, that game can be quite challenging. I was
just going to shops for some pot noodles, and I got stabbed. So,
yeah, pretty much. That's how it works, man. It's like run around simulator. That's what we call it.
You know how most RPGs work anyway. As soon as you walk out the door, you get attacked by somebody.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, is it? It's more.
I always think when I play Final Fantasy VII, I think these people walk this road. How comes I get attacked by ridiculous monsters every single time I walk it? This is like the main road between two places. Like, seriously?
You should probably see a lot of corpses down by the
side
of the road.
It's like, if everybody I come across is like a weak level, how they gain past these monsters that I keep running into?
It's because they're more hardcore than you. They take the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest thing where everyone else is a higher level than you.
That's because
you're the main character, but...
That's the psychosis being shown. You're actually a nutter that thinks that he's fighting all these things.
Yeah, really nothing's happening.
That would explain why it's turn-based. Because it would, wouldn't it? Because if you're an actual monster, you go dead. It's my turn now. No, it isn't. That's what you would do.
I'm not going to let
you're
you stand
playing
here and
fair.
swing at me all day.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for you to have a go. Just keep stabbing. That's what.
I'm just imagining Kasparov playing chess by just flipping the board now and going, "Yeah, I'm not letting you have a turn. Look, I've won."
But that's a turn-based game. Whereas in a fight, you're not taking turns, are you? You're just going to kill each other.
I don't know. If you're a gentleman, you do. Yes.
Well,
Queensbury rules, sir. It's your punch now.
I appreciate it in the rules, but
I've had a good punch. Now it's your punch.
Yeah.
We'll see who can stand the longest.
Damn. I'm actually gonna have to see if I can find someone that will fight like that just for lols. Broadcast it on the internet, make millions. One of the lamest fights.
No, don't, because that did happen, didn't it? And some dude died. They were playing punch-offs or something, and
it's their own problem being a pussy.
And that was like, yeah, we'll do that on YouTube. Not a good idea. No, not a good idea.
You're all dead.
Turn-based fighting is clearly lethal then. That's what we've learned. Don't do it.
Well, there you go. That's why they put it in RPGs.
There you go.
Rather than just running in and being OP and killing stuff in one hit, you have to stand there and make sure you kind of put on a show.
Well, you did in Final Fantasy IX, didn't you? You actually did put on
Well,
a show.
no, so I want to find the person that can teach me to be able to make myself disappear and this strange dude who rides a horse come clumping in and slash everybody up.
Oh, why? Well, you just got
Odin
then.
I've had him for a while. He's great.
Oh god. See, look, he's like, oh, Final Fantasy is fucking amazing.
Just wait till you get Knights of the Round.
And your sister's probably sat there going, well, I could have told you that ages ago.
She hasn't played Final Fantasy VII.
I still think Odin should have had a beard, man.
She likes the other ones.
Sorry?
I still think Odin should have had a beard. He doesn't have a beard, does he? He's got a weird helmet on instead. It looks very odd, but it's still cool.
So what Final Fantasy games has your sister played then if she hasn't played 7?
She's played...
I know she played, was it 10 and...
She's played 10, 12... Is it 13 a normal one or is that an online one?
Oh shit. No, 13 is a normal one. 13,
she's not playing the online ones, but she's played 10, 12, 13. Basically 10 was her first one.
Oh, okay.
And she's played 10 too. She tried to play Final Fantasy 8, couldn't figure out how to go onto the train.
Most of us tend to stop at Final Fantasy 8. There's not many people that seem to like that one.
She couldn't figure out how to go onto the train and then didn't play it anymore.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VI, how do you go on the train? Get Sabin to power bomb it. Yeah. Wrestle the train.
Just expecting a German suplex something next. See that boat? Yeah! So we're doing Dynasty Warriors, just pick that boat up.
It's a bit of the old Juan guy, isn't it? Yeah. Here's a tidal wave out of nowhere for my attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
Inland.
Absolutely mental. Love that game. Still
times.
hammering the hell out of it at the moment.
I still haven't played it.
Yeah. I'm working on unlocking horses and stuff at the moment. I've just unlocked a sword for Cao Cao. He's level 6 sword. And it looks like it's made out of cardboard. It's quite amusing. It's meant to look really awesome and cool, but then you see it from one angle, it's just like straight.
Yeah, it's just like literally cardboard.
Wow, that's a cool sword. The hilt is completely 2D. Great.
Actually, turns out it is made
Sword,
out of cardboard.
sword only amazing from one side.
Yeah.
The other side's not even
I
painted.
don't like how over the top they look either. His 5th level weapon looks like a Gundam sword. Looks like something a Gundam would be waving around. It's really like mech looking. It's very odd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've just got visions now. You know when they used to do all the little plays at school, and that's what you see, a little bit of cardboard, they cut it into like a sword shape, and only spray one side silver. That's just what I'm visioning now in this.
You turn round for the other side of the fight, and it's like, oh man, run that one.
Yeah. So it's not my turn yet.
Right, are we still on Monster Hunter, or shall we move on?
Right, the game's great. There is no weapon. There is no.
No, there's no
weapon.
good weapon. You can't ever say that with the game, though. The
Farming
weapons are
isn't
really
that
well
bad.
balanced, actually. I'll say they're very balanced, quite well, because a lot of games tend to mess that up. You'll have some weapons that are OP, and then others that are, not so good.
You'll find you'll feel someone's weapon is OP until
Yeah.
you try it.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, fuck. Because
Yeah.
you're not used to it. It is all down to your style.
Yeah.
I can't get used to any range weapons. I have to get in there and murder things.
Yeah, no, I could get used to the range weapons
I
either.
hit things with my big sword.
Yes.
But, yeah, that game is so satisfying. Multiplayer is amazing, and it'll go on forever and
I'm
ever and
laughing
ever.
my ass off at the start in Hunt and Horn, actually, because it's just a set of bagpipes attached to a club. You whack them with the bagpipes, and it makes bagpipe noises, and it's just like, this is
See, it's
mental.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. I mean, you could pump 80 hours into just maybe grabbing 2 or 3 pieces of armor. It's just
Yeah.
you will want to go back because there's going to be
Yeah,
one
well,
monster
see,
that
I
will be
did.
your nemesis.
Every time like, I was coming home from work each day going, I'm going to kill that motherfucker. I'm going to get that place
Yeah,
off
exactly.
today. I'm
Like,
going to
God
fuck him up. And it's just like, it's just like every time coming back. And then when I finally killed it, it was like, yes, this is the weapon I will always use. I killed it with a bagpipe. Excellent.
So my reward was literally just
Yeah.
wearing the monster's flesh. I was like, I am going to get that full set. I may have wiped out 2/3 of the species. I will get that set. They may all have tails, but for some reason I'm not getting them this fight. I just left it behind. I thought, you know what, I'll go kill
Yeah,
it
but
next
it's
time.
that's most cases. Again, that's another RPG staples. Like I'm over doing World of Warcraft. It's collect these feathers. You kill a bird, hasn't got any feathers on it. It's like it's a whole bird. It
You've
must
whacked
have.
it so hard the feathers are going flying.
Yeah, so
That's
it
like
must.
when you have to
It
kill
must
the
have
wolves
a.
and you can't get the wolf's foot. And it's like, I can see 4 legs there. Where are the 3
I
gone?
killed this wolf. It's got their foot, but I found a whole set of clothes on it. Like, what the hell?
And
Yeah.
loads of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, well,
This
hang on a
wolf
minute.
has consumed the whole chandelier. How did I come across this? You know?
It's like someone has randomly turned up, cut his feet off, and just jammed money down his throat. Good times. Monster Hunter, good game.
Yeah,
I've
no,
watched that before.
I'm glad I'm actually getting into it. I didn't think I would. I thought it'd be one of those games I'd always just never be able to figure out.
And if
but
you enjoyed the single player, you're going to love the multiplayer.
yeah, no, I'm really looking forward
Get
to
everyone on Skype, start screaming at each other.
I'll pick that up and that's going to be good fun.
It's
Yeah.
basically screaming and running simulator. Because that's all you will hear is someone will run in, usually me, charge, wail at it, screw it up, get whacked, and then run away screaming. And I will literally, just wail down a microphone.
Nice.
So, there's plenty of live streams out there if anyone actually looks of me and
You
my
were saying I should probably figure out a secondary weapon?
yeah, it's
just in
always
case.
nice to have a secondary weapon just
Cool.
in case.
What ones aren't people using? Or what ones are people using? You've got bow, switch, axe, gun lance.
Just wait and see and find out, and then
Cool.
just try and just play with some of the other weapons, and then just kind of find 2 or 3 that you actually like.
Yeah, for the moment I'd stick with the old horn though. It's a cool weapon. I don't think I
I'm
will.
almost certain though we'll never find anyone else that will play with the hunting horn.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think I'll need to switch up from what I was watching in the video, because the dude there was saying actually a lot of the time you build your gear more around the horn than you do with some of the other weapons, like that, because the horn gives you the stat boost and stuff. You don't have to worry about your armor having specific stat boosts. So
Yeah,
you
'cause
can
have,
kind of,
if you can
it's
get full
kind of
sets,
a
you get set
versatile.
bonuses and...
Yeah, it's a versatile weapon in that respect. So maybe I won't need to worry about using another one. But yeah, I do like using buff weapons. They're kind of cool.
See, that's
so.
one of the things that actually put me off using it. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to stand back and
yeah.
you
See,
know.
I wouldn't use it if it was a stand back weapon, because it's a weapon you can really get involved in. I mean, I knocked the place off out with it. I didn't even manage to do that with a hammer. I'm smacking this thing in the face, and it's just like got stars around its head.
Then.
I was like, that's cool. I've knocked it out, and I'm just wailing on it. Whereas with the hammer, although it does a lot of damage, I found it too slow for my play style. But with this, you could just whack them as hard as you can. Yeah.
Then I can wail on it with a massive sword.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And I
It's
mean,
gonna
and
be fun.
then again, if you've built up the notes correctly, you've not only have you stunned it, you've just given a buff to the dude using the sword. So the sword attack's going to do even more damage. Just like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yes.
Do I get the feeling that one of our commenters summed up Monster Hunter by writing "Hell yeah"?
Yeah.
Has that summed up Monster Hunter for you?
Good old Divine.
How do you even know that? Is it because he's only there watching us, so he knows
I
it?
know other Monster Hunter players. We've had other commenters who I've known who they are in the comments.
But yeah, like I gotta say, all the weapons, even though they didn't all resonate with me, I like them all. They're all interesting weapons. I really like the gun lance, even though I'm useless with it. I liked it as a weapon, and like the way it works and everything was very cool. And yeah, that's.
I think it looks neat. I just don't think I could ever use it.
No, I got the hang of using it to an extent, but not good enough. If you know what I mean, I couldn't get to the point where I thought I was comfortable enough with it to be able to use it well.
Yeah.
Like, but it was still neat. Yeah, like some little things where you can slam the lance down and then fire off all your shells at once. That's pretty cool. Yeah, little stuff, touches like that. And I really like the switch axe, but yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't get on with switch axe. Well, it was a neat weapon, but it just kind of threw me off because I was so used to greatsword at that point.
Yeah.
And sword and board.
Yeah.
But I can remember once upon a time I actually thought that the first time I'd used greatsword was in 3U because I didn't switch up from sword and board until I think 3U.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd played Try, which is what 3U was back on the Wii.
On the Wii, yeah.
When it was region locked.
Yeah, see, because people have been trying to get me to play the Wii version years back, and I just wouldn't do it. I was like, I can't get into this. This isn't my cup of tea, really. But yeah,
same game.
I could see that because the Wii U version does look dated, even though it's a good game. It looks very, very
it's
dated.
basically the HD remake of Try.
The actual character, the environments are still quite nice, but the characters look dated as hell.
The PS3 version doesn't look any different to me.
No.
So
I was in the character editor, and there's like, oh, you could have a beard on your character. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's just like he's got a bit of cardboard tacked to his face.
They've had the exact same style since the first one. But I thought that was a nice style for the game. That was something that you look at it and you're like, that's Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But it actually turns out that I was using.
I do like the armor sets and stuff as well. They look really neat. Like, it's quite cool looking gear that you can get.
I thought it was neat that the first game on the PlayStation 2, and I've been a fan since the first one on the PlayStation 2, one of the first PSP games was pretty much just Monster Hunter on the PlayStation 2.
All right.
In your pocket. If I remember right, I could be completely wrong there, but it was so fun.
Yeah. I had a PSP version and couldn't get into it.
Unite?
It's really, yeah.
That was
Freedom
everyone's
Unite.
favourites, but I preferred.
I could not get into it. That was one of the things that put me off playing this one. I was just like, oh no, that game is so slow. I only got it for like £4 or something.
Yeah.
And then started it and just could not get into it for the life of me. But this one's a lot friendlier than that one. Even without the demo, I would have found it easier than Unite.
They have pretty hardcore nerfed 3U, to be fair.
Yeah.
In comparison to Try would have basically bent you over.
It wasn't
shoved
really
you
the
until you bled.
difficulty. It was more the way it shows you how to play. Unite doesn't really give you much info on what to do. You just, that's it. It just chucks you into the deep end.
That's what the really kind of boring farming missions are at the start of 3U. That's your tutorial.
Yeah.
That tells you how to make all the stuff that supports you throughout.
Yeah.
Your quest.
See, and your starting weapons are actually useful. The starting weapons in the Unite, Freedom Unite were horrible. They didn't do much damage at all.
You actually get a pretty nice buff suit of armor to start with.
Yeah.
The leather suit was actually pretty hardcore buff from the initial suit you go and try.
Yeah.
So if anyone played 3U and was like, man, this is so easy. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
There was a monster in Try that drove me nuts. I've already mentioned it before, Baroth, the one I was trying to farm the armor for. And it was a complete bastard in Try, an absolute bastard. Now I saw this pretty neat video from a guy who hadn't played Try, but I'd played 3 years. Like, yeah, I kept on hearing all these people saying it was like really hard, but man, I beat this thing like no trouble at all. I was like, because they've nerfed the shit out of it, you little bastard. It's like, just walk up to it and poke it with a stick and it'd fall over in 3 years.
Nice.
Do that and try and it'd fucking rip your face off and shit over you. Literally, it would. It
All
would
at
roll.
the same time.
It would roll in its own turd, and then you'd have to chip it off its back. It was great.
Really?
Yeah, because
Nice.
that was one of the things you'd need to make the armor. If I
Is that like a big warthog thing?
no, it was like a T-Rex with a big old shovel jaw, and
Oh no, I've seen that. Yeah, that's cool.
it's a pretty neat monster, but it will just charge at you and wreck you out of nowhere.
All
Good
right.
times. But I think we've exhausted the fact that Monster Hunter is fucking
Yeah,
amazing, and everyone should play it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I didn't think I would get into it. I really didn't. I'm quite surprised.
No, is it on Steam?
No, just too good for PC gamers.
It's also not a good game then.
PCs are
Only
fucking-
good
Steam
games.
is getting some pretty cool games recently. There's getting some good Jap stuff, which is nice to see. Hopefully, like the old Japan
I
Steam
look
games.
I look at the Steam stats. You can see how much how much is downloaded per country, and I think we're like number 3. America's number 1. Russia's just behind America because it's a big place.
America.
But then the great thing is it's got stats every country, including North Korea. And strange enough, do you know North Korea's not downloaded anything from Steam?
Wow, man.
It's because the Kim Jong Il games not on there.
Nor-
When the Kim Jong Un games
North
are there, you get it.
Antarctica.
Really?
Those polar bears obviously haven't got Steam access.
I reckon they have. They just, they haven't got polar
They're
bear
still
simulator
playing
yet.
Ice Climbers on theirs over there, man. That's what it's all about.
Makes sense. It'd still work over there, wouldn't it?
Right, moving on. The other game I picked up for Wii U was the wonderful 101.
I actually picked it up rather than.
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah. I haven't bought it off anyone. Actually, when I got this one, I've been wanting to get it for ages. You know, I wanted to get it for ages. I think we've spoken about it on podcast before. That
Yeah, a
I've
couple
mentioned
times,
that it looked like my kind of game. It was 20 quid in game, and I was just like, oh, grabbing that. So picked it up.
Second-hand?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, really good nick though. Like very, very. I wasn't praising you there. I was just saying it's a pristine condition second-hand copy. But yeah,
I've just dropped weird news.
dun dun dun.
Dropped it. Podcast is over.
But yeah, picked it up. Funnily enough, when I started playing it, I was like, I'm not sure if I like this. Like, it was like, I really loved the idea because I'm a big fan of superheroes in general. I love DC comics. I kind of like Marvel, but I'm more of a DC fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I love also Japanese heroes like Kamen Rider and stuff like that. Probably for those who would not be familiar with Kamen Rider, the easiest thing I can equate it to is Power Rangers. But
Yeah, because wasn't Power Rangers part of.
Super Sentai, isn't it, in Japan? But it's more mature. Like I know it sounds daft, but yeah, it's more mature than Power Rangers. Like Super Sentai had like actual stories, it wasn't just a bunch
Yeah,
of
'cause
kids.
wasn't
They were like
our,
freedom fighters, weren't they? They weren't just kids, high school kids fighting
Wasn't our
monsters.
Power Rangers a blend of like 3 or 4 different series?
It was,
of-
yeah.
I remember when I was a child, I actually liked Power Rangers, and it's one of the most embarrassing things
That's
I remember.
fine. Kids love Power Rangers. I loved it as well.
I got my parents to take me to see the Power Rangers film, and apparently they flipped a coin over who'd have to go. My
that
dad,
film was great just because of Ivan Ooze, man. Ivan Ooze was a wicked
my
character.
dad lost, in case you're wondering.
Oh dear.
Yeah, God, it's shit.
It had Bulk and Skull in it. It can't be that bad. But
Like
yeah,
instant win
yeah.
right there.
But the basic translation for Henshin heroes being heroes that transform into stuff. So rather than having superpowers, like they're not like Superman or they're not gifted with superpowers, they have some device that will transform them into a superhuman. Another good example is the Guyver, because his outfit transforms him into the Guyver. He isn't just a dude with powers. He's a dude that gets a suit that gives him powers. It's that kind of premise. And with the wonderful 101,
For a minute, I thought he said MacGyver. I thought I don't remember that was the TV series.
MacGyver meets the Guyver would be pretty awesome. I mean, look at what MacGyver could do with a
I
paperclip.
don't.
You give him some alien bio booster armor, he's going to be finding bits and pieces in that show
I know, so I
Fukumachi
thought-
never had any idea about.
I know. I thought I know Richard Dean Anderson doing that.
Like, yeah, he'd get the bio booster armor and find like some alien bottle opener on it somewhere, like no one else knows about.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like in the butt, like you just get your bottles. There you go. There's a cold one for you. Like,
He'd build some like clever device out of it, but like shines your shoes or something, wouldn't he?
Oh yes, but yeah, the wonderful ones, which are the titular heroes of the Wonderful 101, they're like a group of Justice League, basically, is the easiest way to sum up. They're a
Formed by
group
the
of,
United Nations to
yeah,
defend the
yeah,
planet.
they're from all around the globe, so there's all different people from different places, and they've all got different abilities. They're all color coded, so you got your main ones are you got your wonderful red, wonderful blue, green, pink, and like Power Rangers. And they have abilities given to them by they've got like a machine thing that they use, haven't they? Like
No, I can't remember what it was
it
called,
gives them
though.
their unite ability, which basically means that they can mix their powers together to combine into things, and each one of them has a different one. A good example, Wonderful Red can combine all the other wonderful ones into a gigantic fist.
Yeah.
It looks
Then
kind of
Wonderful
like
Blue's a massive sword.
yeah, Wonderful Blue's a sword, green is a gun, pink is a whip, yada yada yada, and they look kind of like. I kind of equate it to it being like a hive mind Green Lantern thing, because they look like Green Lantern attacks, you know, where he could form things out of his imagination using the ring, and they look sort of similar. And I haven't played greatly far into it. I'm level 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even think we got that far.
The basic premise so far is that Earth has been invaded by aliens.
Again, isn't it?
Huh?
Again.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Second time around.
And Jordan, the next line of wonderful ones, there's hinted that there's ones before you that inspired you, kind of like Justice League, really, because it was inspired by the older the Justice Society beforehand. So there was the Wonder Red is the main character, but there was a Wonder Red that came before him, so the title has been sort of passed down. And he's now got to fight against these space pirates that are attacking Earth for some unknown reason. But it's kind of hinted at so far that and this is from the very first fight, so I won't spoil or anything, that the prince you're fighting against, who is head of these space pirates, may not necessarily be so bad as he seems. Like, there's a reason he's a space pirate, and we don't know what that is yet, but yeah, I'm sure I'll get to that point.
That's pretty much straight after you... Is that pretty much straight after you take the school bus off the bridge?
No, it's a little while
It's a
after
little bit
that.
after that.
You do a few levels, and then you are on a shuttle, and you're trying to keep this shuttle safe while they're attacking, and they board you onto this gigantic ship, and you have to fight onto their sort of ship and attack all the...
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and the guy you go up against, the head of the pirates, this Prince dude, he's got the same powers you have. He can unite them into the same sort of weapons.
You can actually see his shadow in one of the cutscenes at the very start.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to begin with, I found it a bit hard to get to grips with. Like, I couldn't really figure it out. I was
I
like,
find the touch controls are a bit awkward.
they weren't as bad as everybody said. It wasn't the touch controls that threw me off so much. It was more figuring out what the hell I had to do. And when you start, you haven't got a great deal of abilities. I bought the first ones I could, which are like the one where you turn into a jelly, which when I figured out how to use that, is brilliant. It means you can deflect certain attacks. And then you've got one which dodges, so it gets you out of the way quicker. But once I started to get the hang of it, all these little bits of how the combat works started to make sense. I mean, it's a Kamitani game, Kamiya game even, the dude behind Resident Evil and Devil May Cry and all those kind of games. So I knew the combat would be really intricate. It was just a case of getting there. And once you've got the right set of moves, you can then start to figure out that the way you fight, which is brilliant, is each enemy really needs to be countered. You can't just run in and wail on things. You've got to watch enemies, you've got to figure out how their attacks work, and you've got to suss out how to defend against them. Examples being there is a tank that will shoot cannonballs at you, and the way you attack back is you turn into the jelly form, get all you guys together, make a little jelly form, and you could deflect the cannonball, and it hits it and knocks it over, and then you can attack it. Another one being there's a variant of the cannon that will shoot lasers instead. So you have to suss out straight off the bat whether it's going to be one that shoots cannonballs or one that shoots lasers. If it's cannonballs, you want to jellify so you can deflect the cannonball back. If it's lasers, however, you use the Wonder Sword to deflect it using the sword, like a deflects the beam, which is interesting because obviously the jelly is just there to defend, but the sword can attack as well. So yeah, I didn't think of doing that at first until the game hinted you might want to use the sword. Oh yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, each of the enemies has these sort of little hints that you can maybe use a different attack to get around it, which is neat, really neat. I like the fact that you collect heroes as well as you're going through the levels. You get more of the wonderful ones.
Like Wonder Beer.
Wonder Beer's like the first one you get, isn't he? He's pretty cool, just like a little dude with a beer on his head. One of the ones I can't figure out at the moment because I couldn't suss out how you can look at their bios or anything. But there's a fat dude with a toilet on his head. It's like, okay, I don't want to know what his power is, but yeah, there's a fat dude with a toilet on his head.
Wonder Brown.
Yeah.
We've been asked a question.
Okay.
Is 101 like Pinkman?
Sort of, but not. Like, the only real things I could draw, conclusions I could draw really, is that you use lots of little guys to attack one big thing.
Yeah, but they don't. In Pikmin, you command them to attack.
Yeah, it's very direct, isn't it? And you separate your troops to attack in different ways.
And go and gather and things. In 101, you are the main
thing,
and then you use them as a weapon, but they don't go off to fight.
No, you can command them to fight to keep things.
You can do the whole separate attacks. You can have one do as like Wonder Hand, and then you've got the sword.
And you've got a little move button you can press that means that they will keep enemies at bay while you're fighting another one. So you can keep some more enemies at bay while you're fighting a bigger one, for example. But
not
yeah,
quite the same as Pikmin.
There's similarities to Pikmin, but it isn't directly like Pikmin, which is interesting because it does get compared to Pikmin a lot. So I could see why we get asked that. Yeah, because a lot of reviews and stuff that I've read have mentioned Pikmin, even though I didn't really see it too much.
No, I don't.
Not in the combat, at least.
To me, it plays completely differently from Pikmin.
This is the unique thing about it, and probably why I didn't like it to begin with, and then it grew on me, is because the combat is very unique. It's got its own way of doing things. It's a weird style, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit kind of floaty and a bit fluffy.
Once you get your head around how to use the different weapons and how like you have to, that is a bit immersion breaking when you have to then draw the circle to get a hand. And
we found that sometimes we would actually draw the circle and it wouldn't do anything. It would trip out, or you'd have to draw. You'd have to draw a line to connect points together, and you couldn't actually draw the line on the gamepad in the direction you wanted to go. So you'd have to use the thumbstick instead, and so it's like, well, why give me the option to draw on the gamepad if there's not enough room to do it?
The thumbstick is easier. I've resorted to using the thumbstick 100% now. I don't even use the gamepad to play
that
it.
Makes you wonder, like, well, is there really even a point of having the gamepad? You can probably
I mean, I admire the fact that they tried to use it.
Yeah, it's a neat little function, but it just doesn't, it's like it's cool, but
I mean, the actual presentation, it's got that cameo charm. It really has. It's ludicrous. It's over the top. It's silly. It doesn't take itself seriously.
Like, even when the characters intro themselves, like they freeze frame, but then one of the characters that they're talking about doesn't freeze frame, like falls out of the sky.
Yeah. And it parodies itself, doesn't it? It's it's a very.
It's constantly taking the mick out of everything it does.
Yeah, it harks back to some of his other games. I find Wonder Blue very similar to Beautiful Joe. Similar sort of character. Oh, they're good games. And he's kind of similar to Dante as well. So he took Beautiful Joe and Dante and mashed them together. And so there's Wonder Blue, It's pretty much a guy, yeah. The character interactions are pretty cool. It made me... It feels like you're playing with toys when you look at the screen. Like, it looks very much like you've got a little Lego set or something out and you're playing with these Legos.
The characters do kind of look...
They look plastic, don't they?
Yeah, they look really kind of
jelly-like. All shiny and and they do look... And even one of the bits you can come across is a Japanese ball machine, where you twist it around and you unlock, like you have in Shenmue. What were they called? I
can't remember what they're called. But
you get the little toys out of the machines, and that's how you rescue people. Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't think what they're called.
The little geezery things you
someone tell us.
In arcades.
Yeah, if someone knows,
someone will know.
But,
tell us.
Yeah, when you're not unlocking dirty underwear in it, like you might do in certain ones that you might find in some places, as I hear that they have over in other places, you can get this kind of weird stuff. But no, you're getting little people out of them instead, which is good. We like that. And plastic figures.
That sounds so bad. Getting little people out of them. So.
Children? Do you mean children?
You get civilians out of them. And then the civilians can be upgraded to become wonderful ones. And oh wow! I've got
because when you rescue random civilians,
they join your little group, and then you can make bigger weapons. And it's cool. Now I can do a bigger fist to smack the thing in the face with.
I can do a bigger fist. That doesn't sound any better when you said there's little people there, dude.
Oh yeah, and there's dodgy underwear machines and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not so wonderful now. But yeah, sometimes you actually get out of them, not just the civilians. You unlock another...
Sometimes you get out of them having a bigger fist.
Sometimes you unlock another wonderful one. So you'll get like Wonder Beer or whatever come out, one of the little machine things, and that then makes them even more like toys. It's like, oh, I've got a little toy man come out here, and now he's joined my party, and I've collected another wonderful one to add to my little minifig collection. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like toys in a way, which is neat. I like it. It's very retro-y. It's got sort of, it would appeal to you if you grew up at the same sort of time we were growing up, and clearly Come Here is from that sort of age. So.
It's kind of cool, but I just found that sometimes it just wound me up so much.
Yeah, it is. It does have its little annoyances. It's not a game I can sit and play for ages either.
Yeah,
I play it in short
very
bursts.
small.
I'll play a level and then I'll stop and I'll go do something else. I don't ever sort of play it as a whole. But it is a neat little game. I will give it that. It's
worth a play.
And
it's at least worth a play.
It's inventive. Like, at least it's different. It's not doing anything that's been done before. It's, well, you know, it does do, but it does try to change things up a bit.
It's different enough to warrant a play.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, charming. If you like superheroes, you're gonna like it. It's got a very if you're a superhero
I definitely want to pick up
fan.
the story, but I just don't know if I could handle the gameplay.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, some bits of the gameplay can be a bit annoying. Like I was saying, when I started off, I really could not get into it. I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then like I eventually started getting the hang of it. I was like, yeah, not so bad. Now I'm getting the hang of how to camera and stuff. But the story is definitely the incentive to play. But yeah, not a bad little game. I would definitely suggest picking it up if you have a Wii U, as that's the only console it's on. So yeah.
Just because you mentioned minifigs, go and get Lego City Undercover.
Yeah.
That game's awesome.
Yeah, I have heard good things about this game.
Grand Theft Auto for children.
Cool.
Awesome.
Sounds good to me.
Start 'em young, train 'em young.
It works. My kids love it.
Cool.
Joe. Scars.
Yes.
Games.
Strangely enough, I have actually played some games.
And they're not in the show notes again, aren't they?
Oh yeah, well I didn't think they were important. Show notes suck.
Poor Nick.
Well, I was trying to save some ink. Nick's family's going to go bankrupt if he has to keep on printing.
That's all we
stuff
print
out.
out as the show notes.
That's all we own a printer for. Good job, family. Yeah, my family are great. Why is that, Nick? Well, I get show notes and cake out of it.
There you go. That's all you need in life.
Show notes and cake.
What is best in life? Show notes and cake.
Games and cake.
And
One of the
show
games
notes.
I've been playing involves cake, kind of,
Oh,
which isn't a lie, because we have cake here. So, Shrink Wrap Pile, 2011, Portal 2.
Yay!
Now, I meant to play Portal 2 back when it actually came out for
I hate to
another
admit
website.
it, but Portal 2 is one of them games that gets talked about so much by fan bases that I so don't like that I just go, no, I'm not playing it. It's like,
Well,
It's got Stephen Merchant in it.
but that's the thing, because I haven't played the single player campaign. Now, Portal 1, I thought it was pretty fun. I played that one pretty late in this life.
I still haven't
as well.
played that one.
It's pretty fun. It's
Cool.
kind of quirky. It's a neat little puzzler. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice idea.
Yeah.
I think it stomps the crap out of Half-Life.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
I like Half-Life 1. I haven't played Half-Life 2. I'll have to get around to that.
Just play Portal. Ignore the Half-Life series. Just sweep it under the carpet. Pretend it didn't
They are
happen.
joined together, you know, they're the same
Yeah,
universe.
I know. Sweep it under the carpet. It's not worth it. Portal's the better side of the story. So much more fun. Just saying. Just saying. So, been playing Portal 2.
Half-Life 1 was good when it came out, man. That was a revolutionary game. Very cool game.
Yeah, millions of years ago.
Yeah.
I still ignore it.
I played on a toaster. It really did not run well. I was playing it in, like, slow-mo.
Why is my disc melting in here?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, I know what I said it's number 4 instead of number 5. That's where I went wrong.
You should have actually, whatever.
At the very end of the game, when he defeats the final boss, he goes, "Clump," and flicks the disc back out.
Or the mulch.
Yeah.
So I broke my toaster. Shit game.
This toast has Gordon Freeman's face on it. Must be religious.
That's bad. Look, no, I just think that
We always get Jesus face on toast, don't we? It's always on toast.
it's always on toast. I just reckon someone's being really dodgy and fucking
Yeah,
around
man,
people's toasters
like-
all the way. But
But to be honest, if I was like the Messiah, I think I'd fuck with people by putting my face on toast and nothing else.
that's why dinosaurs exist.
My face is on toast.
Who the fuck was it that said that? The reasons dinosaurs exist is just God fucking with people.
I don't know, but I like them. Whoever, that's cool.
I can't remember who the fuck said that. It was just awesome. That was hilarious. Either way, Portal 2, way better than Half-Life. So was Portal 1. God, why the fuck does everyone like Half-Life?
I like Half-Life.
Sucks a dick. Anyway,
It's a good
Why do
game.
you hate it so much?
I don't know.
Kill your family? What the hell, man?
There's something about that game that pisses me off. Probably because it isn't Portal, but I don't know. There aren't that many games, that are in kind of Valve's catalog that I actually
See, Half-Life should appeal to all these people that say we don't have enough whatever's in games, because let's play as a ginger dude. That's cool, man.
Oh,
We're all
God.
about progression here.
A ginger moot dude as well.
Yeah.
Typical.
There's two demographics that don't get catered. Well,
Yeah.
mutes do. I mean, come on, Link. Most
Corvo.
well-known mute in the world.
We've just been complaining about Corvo for now.
Yeah.
Past
Yeah,
now,
but that's
No,
him and Gordon Freeman are
Corvo
the same.
does speak, but you don't hear him speak.
Sure.
he's a deaf mute. Sorry, that's awful. But now I'm just kind of imagining Corvo as Lou Ferrigno, and
Wait,
that's
hang on.
brilliant.
Has Thorny just cracked something that's like going to completely destroy the world before I have?
Mm.
So far this podcast. Awesome. Good
Have I?
job, man.
What's
yeah, I think
that?
so. Well, other than me saying that Half-Life is complete shite. So, I don't know. We've probably offended plenty of people with that one.
You offend most of the internet by saying Half-Life is shite.
Good. Fucking PC gaming fags. Just saying. So,
Piece of gaming cigarettes, fair enough.
PC gaming master race. Go and choke on it.
I would actually just like to step and say if there was a game where you could play as Lou Ferrigno, I'd probably love it. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like if it was old school Incredible Hulk, that'd be wicked. Do that. Make it, Marvel. Do it.
Make it. Make
Hulk Ultimate Destruction was a cool idea. You need to make another Hulk game where I can smash shit. Stop fanning around with this other crap. Hulk, yes, that's all I got to say on that.
Hulk smash.
I'd like to see Guardians of the Galaxy game as well. Get on that.
But Hulk first.
Yeah.
Anyway, Portal 2.
Like, how can we go?
Hulk.
Like, let's we're just kind of flipping
See,
around
imagine
everywhere.
Paul if you're playing as the Hulk. You wouldn't have to balls around with any of that shit. Just
Bust through the walls,
smash
man.
the walls up.
Well, but you already
grab
do
the
kind of
machine
go
and-
through the walls anyway.
So, I'm guessing you played single player, you played the co-op.
Yeah.
So, I've played the co-op as well.
You like
It's
it?
good. Yeah. Although, I did have a bad co-op partner.
Sorry, else.
Mother.
Okay.
We just got attacked.
Has your mum played the first?
Yes, I made her play the first one first. before I
You
got-
made her play it?
Yeah.
Dude,
As-
you're so cool.
Mate, you whoa. You used to, this Portal 1 is like 2 hours long. You used to make people play Metal Gear Solid 1 before they were allowed to play Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, because they were gamers.
I just realised I'm going
She's
to...
a gamer.
You don't force your mother to do anything, dude. Never.
She enjoyed it.
Oh, God.
Everyone-
Anyone who's just tuning in there, my God.
She enjoyed Portal 1.
Can I please just go back to talking about how Paul's better than Half-Life?
Oh, dear. I was going to say I was going to upset Nick again because I'm going to change something in the show notes.
Good.
One of my reviews is going to be different to what's written down because I just remembered something. So yeah,
It's
cool.
amazing.
Portal 2.
And it's going to be completely unedited. Not that anyone didn't already know that. But
It's better when it's unedited.
Yeah, it is always better when it's unedited. When I edit stuff, I just take too much stuff. out.
Portal 2.
Yeah, Portal 2's awesome. Haven't played single player. From what I hear, it takes place
I
like
am actually.
random amount of time after Portal.
It's never actually stated how long it takes place after.
Okay.
There are a
I'm
lot of
genuinely
theories.
surprised you like it. I really didn't think it appealed to you.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
Portal, why is that?
I don't know. I just thought like the whole aesthetic, and I knew you'd hate Half-Life, so I thought the whole aesthetic of Portal would not be your cup
No, I
of
just
tea.
thought Portal was kind of fun, just because I could fuck around with physics,
All right.
basically.
Mm.
Just flying through the air and not dying. And then
I
just
thought the whole
randomly-
idea of like
The-
jokes about Kagan singing robots would just make you want to kill people. You know?
Oh, it did. The little turrets.
Yeah.
So fun, especially when they scream.
Oh, you love Portal. You should play the single player then, because there's a bit where you get to reprogram all the turrets, and it's quite well. You don't want to say you require the machine that makes them, and instead of getting all the and you have to basically it's a machine that makes all the good turrets and has bad ones.
Right.
So you can't get the good turrets used against you. You reprogram it to destroy all the bad ones, all the good ones,
Right.
and they scream as they get thrown into the incinerator. They scream, "But I did everything you asked." They get thrown into the incinerator.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah,
But then they
that's
burn.
They do.
Good.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It is. No, seriously. I don't have to explain what Portal's about, but it's really fun. The co-op mode I thought was absolutely fucking golden because I played it with Chalky,
Right.
who Bard'll know. me and Chalky are pretty well known for our epic teamwork in games.
Chalky's generally a funny guy, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't record or LP it. We literally just sat down one evening. Chalky came around and we just, okay. I don't even know why we decided to play Portal 2. We just were like, oh hey, look, Portal 2. Let's play that. And Atlas. I don't know why, but when you played the co-op, did you randomly find yourself getting attached to Atlas and Peabody? Like feeling bad every time GLaDOS ripped into him for
No.
sucky. See, that's because you're a heartless scumbag.
No, because I spent most of my.
You spent most of the time shouting at your mum.
Yeah, I spent. I did. Well, no, it's not really funny. The very first part of the game, it says, okay, player
The fact
one.
that she surprised us with this cake just adds to this, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
go.
The
Sorry,
first
next,
part.
Mum.
He's
First,
making the cake as a lie jokes now to his mum. Like,
she gets that. She loves it. She gets those jokes.
it's great.
It is fun having Mum. She basically has every meme about 5 years too late. No, it's
She
the very
put cake
first,
in our
very
cake.
first part of the
Silver
game.
cake.
It teaches you to say, okay, now player one, point your marker at like this picture and shoot it to teach you how to use the markers. She couldn't figure that out.
Right, so you were playing the PC version.
Yes.
You
No,
were
she
playing
played PS2 version. She played the PS3 version. I was on the PC.
Oh yeah, because you could do
Crossplay,
Yeah,
yeah.
crossplay. That was one
And
of the
we're
first ones.
communicating.
cool.
And we're communicating via Skype.
I like that.
But at several points in the game, I got so frustrated because I would say, "Well, aim over there." I put a marker where she needs to fire the portal. Where, and I could hear her going, "Where?" It puts a bloody great big arrow on the screen pointing you to where you have to aim. So then I walked down there, grabbed the controller, and aim and do it myself.
See, that's one of the other reasons why I love the co-op in that game. It's just such a fucking troll. The amount of times that me and Chalky would do something just to stitch the other one.
Well, like remove the light bridges. I do it all the time.
Yeah, so fun. It's like Chalky's randomly doing something, I'll like do whatever to make him drop into gas or something. It's just like awesome. Always like, yeah, don't worry, I've set up the portal to get us to where we need to go. Off you go. So I jump through to get ready to set up the next portal, and literally just fall to my death. It's like you.
The best,
bastard.
my favourite ones where you do the terminal velocity ones, where you put two pools one above the other.
Yeah.
Someone jumps and they get to terminal velocity. Then when they're not looking, you quickly aim the other pool so as to just they go flying across the
launch
level.
through the air. I mean, I think that was one of the ones that was really awesome. Like, I tried it because Chalky started that the terminal.
Velocity,
a couple
yeah.
of the terminals, and he kept on balking it. So every time Peabody would just mash his face into the ceiling. It was fucking hilarious because he'd pull the wrong portal out of it, and so I just hit the floor really hard or bounce off the ceiling. I was just like, just the amount of time we spent just laughing our asses off when we probably shouldn't have done. But we ended up finding ourselves getting quite attached to Atlas and Peabody, the two main characters.
Right.
They
They're
don't
two
talk.
robots, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're GLaDOS's new test subjects.
Yeah.
Right.
One's based on a personality core, one's based on a turret.
Isn't it marvellous?
Mm.
I was the turret.
I was the turret, but I want to be the personality core.
Yeah.
Do they play any different, or?
No.
No, God, they're exactly the same. They
They're
just
the
play
same.
differently. But I thought they were really neat because eventually they start to develop human traits that they'll high five each other.
Oh,
and stuff
nice.
like that. You can
Yeah.
like do little celebrations as and if
And
GLaDOS
GLaDOS
sees
tells you off, yeah.
She freaks the fuck out every time you do it.
Oh, yeah,
Little
she does.
cameras.
Yeah, my mother told me off of annoying GLaDOS.
Oh, man.
Every time we got to know a camera, I'd dance in front of it, and GLaDOS would have a little snarky thing saying, after about 30 times doing it, she says something like this, she says, right, if you're going to keep doing it, fine. And he gets really annoyed with you.
She
And she
really
says,
bitchy.
stop annoying GLaDOS.
She
Stop
started-
annoying GLaDOS.
GLaDOS actually taunts you and like starts trying to kind of get you to hate the other player.
Right.
As well,
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. Like, almost as if she's saying that she's talking to the other character.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
she's picking favourites. And I have to, like, me and Chalky both said, like, after the game, because, you know, when she started ripping into me, I felt, like, when she started ripping into Atlas, I felt really bad. I go, yeah, man, it was the same with me and Peabody. I felt really bad. I was like, you bitch.
Yeah.
Man. I tried really hard on that
Yeah.
when you started
So, just to let you know, player 1 has 10 more points than player 2. There aren't any points.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's just going to sat there and go, motherfucker.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
God damn it, you.
They did say in the when they they're basically trying to they do everything just to make two players hate each other.
Yeah, exactly. They do everything they can to make you try and stitch each other up and hate each other by the end of it. But we just found it so funny. It was just,
Yeah.
it's so good. Such a fun game. And it's another one of those. There were characters that they didn't try. Like they didn't give me loads of dialogue and stupid story to make me
no.
like the characters. But that's what I loved about the characters in Portal 2. I just instantly fell in love with Atlas and Peabody. I highly doubt I'm going to like the single player all that much. Now that I've played the co-op, all I think of when I see Portal 2 is Atlas and Peabody.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn, I've actually been tempted to spend the money to get the little figures for my desk.
Yeah, why not?
They are,
Sounds
yeah. They are quite sweet when they make it all of just little bleeps and blots. They sort of sound like R2.
Oh, they don't talk then?
No. They sort of squeal and bleep at each other.
Yeah. That's kind of in the one of the intro videos, Atlas presses a button, and it kills Peabody. Like this thing comes down and crushes Peabody.
Yeah.
And then Peabody gets rebuilt because you can't lose, you can't die.
No.
So
which is good actually, because that'd be bloody frustrating in a co-op game.
Yeah.
So Peabody gets rebuilt, spat out of the tube at the start of the level, and then goes back. Then Atlas kind of like he just waves at Atlas, and then Atlas kind of like spazzes and hugs him.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the videos that Valve made for Portal, sort of advertising?
I did see some of the ones.
Did you see the one where the two of them they sort of they say we're trying to imbue human qualities into this game? It's all like companionship and stuff. At the very end, it just says and trustworthiness, and I think Atlas just pushes Peabody over the edge.
That was because Valve did the potato sack pack, didn't they, to promote it? That was so fun. I hadn't played. I didn't actually think I'd played Portal until Portal 2 was announced. I had it for a long time, but hadn't played it, and it's just so fun.
Yeah.
Just so random and so
I
fun.
might have to get on that then.
I did not care much for the main character of Portal 1, but she's another character.
She's the main character of Portal 2, is she not?
She doesn't talk. No one gives a shit. You just kind of.
She's just a character.
Yeah, she is just the shell of.
That's the name, yeah.
Of.
I hear there is because I have a few friends that are really obsessed with Portal, and they tell me about stuff in Portal, and I hear that there is a sort of a hidden character.
There is Ratman.
Yeah, Ratman, and he seems like he's more of a character than the character you play because he's going mad.
He's actually dead by the time you play the game. He's long since dead.
Is that definitely canon, is it?
Yes, because Valve made a comic book about him.
Oh, right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
because I saw that there was maybe this was before then. I saw that there were people talking about whether he's dead or not.
They in Portal 1, you get these hidden areas, and as you go into them, there's all like stuff. It's just random. He wasn't even a character. It's just stuff they've randomly put on the walls. The idea was there's several test subjects before you. Yeah. Would write on the walls inside hidden areas you get to, like behind where the sort of pistons would come out, you could sort of squeeze past them. And I'd have things like the cake is a lie, like being the famous one.
Bits of broken wall and then test chambers where they had like the wall had kind of separated a little bit. And then you'd find like a little kind of cardboard bed and things scribbled all over.
But the idea was that wasn't one character. The idea was that was like several people who'd gone through the test before you who just escaped and got out and left these notes behind. But in the second one, they actually made it a character called Ratman, and they put a little comic book, and basically Ratman is one of the scientists who is there.
Survived the initial attack.
Because GLaDOS basically goes, they decide to hook GLaDOS up to a device that allows them to spread neurotoxin throughout the entire facility, so she decides to spread neurotoxin for how entire facility and kill everybody.
Wasn't it because they connect up one of the other cores, and she decides that...
I'm trying to remember the exact story, they did something to her, I can't remember the exact... I'm trying to remember the exact thing they did.
Yes, basically personality cores, and they connect the last one up or something, and all of a sudden she just decides that for some reason or another she has to wipe everyone out.
Must die.
Yeah, but it turns out
she's
the main
really
character of Portal 1 is it was Bring Your Child to Work Day or something?
Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, and they there's a bit, because basically in Portal 2 there's a bit where you go around with spoiler alert for Portal 2, which is a game that's 4 or 5 years old. You end up with GLaDOS almost as a mini companion for a short time.
She's
wired up to a
potato, she's called Potatoes when she's a potato. And you get around. There's one bit where you walk into like where all the kids have come to do the obviously coming to Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, and she just went and said, every project was a lemon battery. It's just a little mini science fair, and you go around, you kind of so basically, you bring your daughter to work.
Just to throw in there, that potatoes thing just made me remember that I found a Twitch stream one day, which was Potato Plays Pokemon, and it's still on the title screen. Good old Potato hasn't advanced very far yet. It's a potato sat in front of Pokemon, basically.
Good job.
See how well this potato can play Pokemon.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So put a little smiley face on the potato. Put it on face cam. Check that out. Good times.
What I love about the single player pause, the Paul 2, is you get to go into Raptures. That's Bioshock. In Aperture's past, you sort of go through like all when
Because you go to was it
Cave Johnson.
Yeah.
He basically he's like the mad.
secretary.
Yeah, he's a ex shower curtain salesman who decides to go into science, and he buys an old salt mine. So you basically start off and you work your way up all the levels.
They're all connected, aren't they? Like Half-Life, Portal, and Team Fortress. Are they not?
Team Fortress is not. But,
Aperture Science is the direct competitor to Black Mesa.
Which was actually an in-joke in the original. In the original, it was originally there was no connection at all. But in the original Portal, there's a little in-joke in one of the back offices. You see a slideshow being played, and it's just them compared to Black Mesa. And it's just a little in-joke between developers. But then in Half-Life Episode 2, they made it canon by actually there's a ship called the Borealis, which has got Aperture's logo on it, and in Portal 2 you can find the dry dock for the Borealis.
Ah, interesting.
And then episode 2 ends with you going off to go to said ship, and obviously we've not had episode 3 yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Make it at Valve. I only said make it Apple, which ain't gonna
Make
work.
it Apple. Yeah, it's just not them. I really enjoyed the game. I think it's a must-have kind of couch co-op game as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I did couch co-op. Like, that was one of my main things with Dragon's Crown, and like games like Mario Kart and stuff. It's a great game to just sit and play with your mates, isn't it? So that's
not a particularly tricky game.
No, you could do it.
Christ, it's fun.
You could do it in one after. You could do it in one afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, we sat up one evening. We haven't beaten it. We're on like the last section or the last test chambers.
No, I tell you, because I've got the Portal soundtrack.
Yes,
yeah.
Because didn't Valve actually gave it away?
Yes, it did.
They gave away
It's like 3-disc soundtrack. The original Portal has like 4 songs in it. The third one has a 3-disc soundtrack.
I actually used to walk around listening to that.
Yeah,
that's pretty
but I liked. Do you know what the ending song is called for the co-op bit? It's called "Robots Fuck the World."
Awesome. Good old Atlas and Peabody.
Yeah.
So cool. Such great little characters. I mean, I actually got attached to characters that they don't
talk
speak
or anything
at all. Like, it was just me and Chalky imprinting on the characters. It was just awesome. Love
Cool.
characters like that.
except Corvo.
Oh, fuck Corvo. Unless I'm going on mass murder rampage whenever it came out. So what was it, like 20 when?
What?
2 years old? 3 years old? 7 years old? Dishonored. Shit game.
That wasn't that old. 2012.
Yeah, whenever it was. Crap game. There you go. Murder
Good
Simulator
game.
2012. But
Fun game.
only when you're murdering everyone.
So I did the stuff. I loved it.
Sneak around, get bored, murder everyone.
Uh.
Good job. The second I got to that pub, I just wanted to stab half of the people.
Oh yeah, you know what's gonna happen.
It's so obvious, isn't it? Like, yeah.
So yeah, we know what you guys are gonna do. Do I trust you? No.
Should I?
No.
Are you going to live just for the sake of the story, Bob?
Also,
the
it
next
was a
15
bit of a
minutes?
shit pub. I like taverns and games. I've got a big thing with taverns and games. Don't ask me why. Probably
Does that place not make sense?
Probably because I spent
Trying to
most of my
wander
life
about,
in
you're
one.
like-
But yeah, like there's on Baldur's Gate 2 and a Witcher, they've got some really awesome taverns and stuff. And they
You
get to this
do
pub
get
and you're
to
like,
torture somebody in Dishonored.
do you?
Yes, with rats.
Wonderful.
That's so cute.
That's a bit of a jump from me saying I really like pubs. I
To
really like pubs.
torturing
You get
people.
to torture people. Oh right, that'll appeal to me because I really like pubs. So, yeah,
Well, you never know. You'll have to
I know the sort of pubs you go to.
but yeah,
One day you go to the pub, you just, chain someone down.
throw rats on them. Yeah.
Good time.
These are more important than you. They're higher on the social standing than you are, person. Yes.
You are a person. Well, good job. Fucking, you're not even a name.
You
Just
are
rat food.
person.
Generic faceless prick.
Toy of our rats. Yes.
Rat food. Expensive. I have played another game
Oh.
that I have kind of gushed over as well.
All right.
And I have this random feeling, and I know it's going to happen because someone really stupid's going to say it because I've thought of it. And that's just the way of the world. I've predicted this. Someone is going to say that Lego ripped this game off at some point. Minecraft.
We've actually been commented about Minecraft.
Yes. How divine, again.
What did he say?
He said, "What about Minecraft?"
Ah.
Yeah. So, I have
Is
to
this
admit-
like more like what about Minecraft? More Luke, it's time to eat humble pie. Is that really what it is?
wasn't a particularly big fan of Minecraft when it first came out. To me, it was Mountain Explosion Simulator. Because, they'd just put in TNT and you could fly around and load a mountain with TNT and blow it the fuck up. And then when you made a massive hole where the mountain used to be, you could go and blow up the hole. It's kind of fun, I suppose, but then that's all I kind of associated the game with after that, just blowing things up. Everyone was like, oh, look at the cool thing that I made. It's like, hey, look at the cool thing blow up. That's it.
Boom.
And then...
just find someone's open server somewhere.
And there have been a few trolling incidents like that. Not saying anything, but
I like that. That sounds good. My kind of game.
People like massive castles. They spend hours making massive castles. Don't back up their server. Bye. All gone. But love it. I didn't play it for a fair while, so I got it quite early on.
I still have not played it.
Because I bought it when it was...
Not for any reason, I just haven't played it. Yeah.
I bought it when it was being sold cheap, because at the time they used to let you play it on as a Java embed on their website. And then I bought the game, didn't play it for the longest time, practically forgot I had it. And then my mate Delane was like, hey dude, you've got to play Minecraft. It is kind of fun, they've changed loads of stuff, you just got to play with the right people. And so I went in, kind of had a little kind of dick around in the game. It was kind of fun, I actually randomly started sinking time into it, and it was kind of enjoyable, kind of stupid. But still didn't really kind of sit down and properly play it. Then we found out that the PlayStation 3 version had a promotion coming up where if you had the PlayStation 3 version, you'd get the Vita version for free.
That's pretty neat.
They were going to release the PlayStation Vita version. Picked it up for the kids, and they didn't like it. Kind of a bummer. I mean, I'd get it on the PlayStation Vita, but...
Does it not compare at all to the other version?
Well, no, it's still pretty good. It's still a good game. I mean, a lot of people will say that the PC is the version to play, but I'd say it's still pretty close. Then, out of nowhere, I don't know why, but Mojang released a version for the Raspberry Pi, a heavily cut down version based on the alpha builds of the game, because obviously the Pi is a really kind of weak thing. That's one of the first things people started asking about. When the Pi came out, I was like, hey man, Minecraft, is it going to play Minecraft? Can you play Minecraft on it? No. But then people started running servers on it. They actually started making like little Minecraft models out of Lego and then using that as a case for their Pi to run their little Minecraft servers. Runs alright. For a Minecraft server, I guess, for like 2 players, and then it kind of gets overloaded and dies.
Yeah.
But, so I put the Pi edition of the game on, which is actually designed to run on the Pi as part of an educational tool to help kids code.
Right. That's cool.
So it's based on creative mode, where you just fly around like a god and build things. It's basically digital Lego. Really neat digital Lego as well. Like, it's one of the few games I know that actually treats gold properly. Like, it's soft.
Alright.
And most games are, gold's really awesome, and if you have this made out of gold, then you're hardcore and a beast. Whereas in Minecraft, if you made a suit of armor out of gold, well, you're still soft and squishy and die really easily. But yeah, I had Minecraft on the Pi. I never turned the Pi off, and just randomly I turned the channel over on my telly, which has blown up recently, and Minecraft had just been sat on the screen. I completely forgot it was even there. And then the boys came over and were like, what's that? I was like, well, it's Minecraft. You said you didn't like it. And they kind of started playing around in creative mode. And I built them a little house. I just built just a little house in the middle of this beach. And they were like, wow! And started going in and out of the house, making the character get in and out of the beds, pick things up, throw things on the floor, set fire to things.
Mate, gone home in just a few seconds.
Good job. So, it was...
Well, the question is, was there a Minecraft dildo in there somewhere?
If I'd have made it, there probably would have been, although people have said that on the server we're running right now, there are massive flaming dildos that I use to tell people, this is where I've been. Because I can't be bothered to put torches everywhere, so I just take a bucket of lava with me everywhere and just pour it over the nearest tall object. So it just makes a massive lava fountain, and then lava lights the area up, which is kind of neat. Anyways.
Lava lamp.
It is pretty much cool. The kids like the Pi version. I found out that they'd even play the PlayStation 3 version if I built them a house. as long as you build a house, they love the game. We've got them on the PC version.
I didn't realize having kids was so easy. Just build them a house, they're happy.
Yeah, build them a house, they're happy. That's all everyone ever wants, is build them a house. And,
that's kind of poignant in a way, isn't it?
Kind of funny.
You build a man a house, he's happy.
Oh,
But if he
can't
teaches
remember-
to build a house, he'll be happy for the rest of his life.
I can't remember which of my kids it was that started grassing up, but I made them 2 bedrooms in this house, one blue, one green. It's just my kids' favourite colours on the PC version. And just out of nowhere, one of them smashed the windows, and the other one came over to me because I was like making a cup of tea or something, as I usually am when I kind of let them to do their things. They're entertained for a minute. And they come over and grass the other one up. It's like he broke the windows, and literally dashed to the bedrooms to hide. Like I was going to tell him off. I was like, guys, it's a game. I can just fix the windows. Just don't do it in real life,
Yeah.
alright? Just don't break the real windows, otherwise we're kind of boned here.
This is good for training purposes, dude.
Yeah, like bust up someone's house. But it was really fun, and they really started to kind of get into it. So we set up a server, and we took the single-player game they had and put it on our media server, which is on all the time. And then I opened it up to the public. And I thought, well, you know what? I will just log on with my Mojang account and kind of have a little fiddle around and get some stuff to help him make a bed, because my sons broke the beds. I couldn't find them because they must have thrown them away. Because beds are save points. And I was like, sod it, I'm gonna go find some sheep, because you need sheep and wood to make a bed.
Sheep and wood.
You need wool, so you have to go murder sheep to get wool.
Oh, I don't like this game
Can't you
anymore.
just shear them?
Oh yeah, you can if you've got shears, but I didn't, so I just punched sheep, and they die, and then I get wool. I do the same thing for pigs to get bacon, so it's all good. You go up to a pig, you punch it, it dies, you get bacon.
I was gonna say you can't really take bacon from a pig without harming it, like you can shearing a sheep. Oh, hey pig, give me bacon. If you could do that, we'd
Well,
be
you can.
living in.
If you've got a sharp enough knife, just whack it clean off the back. Good job.
Yes.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
I'm not letting you near our the farm.
Punching the sheep and thinking he could get magical bacon from pigs for free. Don't worry, pig, this isn't gonna hurt.
Dude, I don't care
Just
if it
I'm
hurts.
shearing bacon. It's
I
fine.
don't care if it hurts. It's bacon. But people always talk about Minecraft moments. So I've kind of gone off a bit as to why I've been playing Minecraft. My kids think it's fun. In short,
Could you grow a bacon tree?
I'm gonna have to try that now. Damn it! You can do all kinds of stupid stuff in that game, but. So I decided I'd look for sheep to make beds, because it turns out that my younger son had broken the beds, stole them both, and when I thought I couldn't find them, it turns out he hadn't left them anywhere like he had everything else. He was actually swinging the bed at a tree to chop down the tree, which was awesome. Just imagine this little 3-year-old kid wailing on this tree with a bed.
Creative.
It was awesome and hilarious, and then he lost the bed. So I went off to find sheep, and I got
relieved.
completely lost. There was trees everywhere in this randomly generated world, because that's what Minecraft worlds are, randomly generated. Went wandering off, and I found caves. I was like, fuck, I'm just going to go into the cave and see what's in the cave. I didn't believe anyone when they said people have Minecraft moments. I was like, that's fucking stupid. Oh, you discover something that kind of makes you click as to why people get addicted. Pfft, bollocks. Wandering through this cave, and I got completely fucking lost. I mean, seriously, this cave system was huge that it generated, and it was kind of cool. And then out of nowhere, I see, as I'm coming around this corner, that one of the caves started to light up, and I was like, fuck yes, I found my way out. I was completely wrong. It turns out there was a crack in one of the walls letting through lava, and it lit up this one section of the cave. The rest of it was just pitch black. All I could see was just this little lava fall that had lit up this little part of the cave. And in this cave, it just randomly generated like a small patch of soil with a single poppy growing out of it. And I was like, that's actually really fucking cool. Like, holy shit, I'm going to have to find my way out of here so I can put like a landmark in so I know where this is. That was cool. Don't ask me why I thought that was cool, but it was cool. I made sure that no one dared to try and pluck up that poppy or I would have killed them, because PvP is active on my server. My poppy. So I get out of the thing, and I found that I was probably wasting...
Opium addicts, stay away.
I got completely lost. I couldn't remember how to get back to the house, even though I'd made like a 60-foot tower with lanterns and stuff all over it. I got lost and thought, fuck it, I'm going to have to build another house, make another bed with the wool that I'd somehow managed to find from sheep that were climbing up trees, don't ask. And
Goats do that.
I found that where I thought I'd only spent maybe half an hour into the game, like in the game, I'd spent maybe 3 or 4 hours just dicking around in tunnels and
Which is cool.
mining and shit. I was like, holy crap, this game is actually kind of good. And because music just randomly kind of kicks in out of nowhere. Like this random kind of ambient tunage will come in.
Yeah.
And you're just like, holy crap, this game is actually really kind of neat. And yeah, now I find that my wife and I and my children are probably getting quite addicted to Minecraft.
It's available on pretty much any platform. PC, phones, Raspberry Pi,
Toasters.
yeah, near enough. You've got Minecraft has Lego now, all kinds of toys. Something stupid like Angry Birds, I'll never understand why the fuck that's got toys and Lego and shit. But,
Yeah.
Minecraft, some stupid child in the future is going to say, yeah, man, fucking Lego ripped off Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
like,
much. Just end it now. It's a kind of a neat little game.
every time you make a stupid comment, you'll lose teeth.
We'll put a link to the
Yeah.
server in the show notes. It's not a particularly meaty server, so you'll probably only get maybe 10 players on it before it completely lags out.
Crash it.
It's alright. You'll crash it.
Crash
My
it.
kids will complain that the films have stopped playing in the house. I will find out where you are, because I'll have your IP, kick your fucking head in, and then just restart the server. Or if you ever find that the server doesn't
so
work,
much TNT in
Could
it,
beat you
you
to
crash
death with
the
a bed.
server.
yeah, Noodle will find you and beat you to death with the bed. But no, if the server is ever down, it's probably because my 5-year-old has decided that he's bored of it and turned it off, so people can't play and destroy the house. Because they actually freak out if anyone goes in there and like moves the carpet. They'll tell me about it.
Nice.
They're like, "Fuck, the carpet's gone." Well, they won't literally say, "Fuck, the carpet's gone," but they're like, "Oh, dude, like the carpet." I was like, "What carpet?" "The green carpet in my bedroom's gone." I was like, "You're talking about Minecraft?" "The carpet!" It's like, alright, so you go in there and you find out that someone has literally moved the bed and moved some of the patches, moved the squares of carpet around, and they literally freak the fuck out. Or
Yeah.
someone's broken apart the stairs and they get angry at me. I was like, well, I didn't do it!
I can just see how it can really upset Luke.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not upsetting me, it's upsetting my children, which then means I have to come and stab you. So if I find out that anything on that server gets kind of, nudged, I will be coming to your house.
Whole house burns down.
I think we need to do
Do you know
just
what we really need to do is the whole house is burned down and the bed is flipped over and there's a tree there with "See How You Like It" written under the-
I think what we need to just do is find all the doorways, just block them up. Or, just for ultimate control, just move the whole house like 3 steps to the left.
You hear that, Nick? Of the future, you will die. Sorry, Nick's mum, but your house is either going to move or explode. Probably with random TNT blocks. They will just be little squares with TNT written on them. If you see any of those, please run very fast, because this cake was really good, and Nick is being a dick.
To be fair, there's tag team dickiness going on here.
Oh yeah, I know, but Thorny's mum's also really cool, so I can't bar up. Thorny's
Also,
mum
I'm
either.
usually a dick, so it's like...
Yeah, it's like Thorny's supposed to be a dick. He's
Oh.
got long hair and a beard.
That's part of his personality, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the foul-mouthed
Yeah.
chucklehead here, not you.
Yeah.
You troll. But actually, it'd be kind of neat to see. I want to see Nick play Minecraft. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I think Nick would enjoy it.
You could,
I've-
you could actually
I've
get a
def-
sheep farm.
I've dabbled in Minecraft a long time ago, years
A
ago.
lot
I love
has
how he
changed.
dabbles
It-
with Minecraft like it's cocaine or something. I dabbled with that one day,
I
but...
dabbled when it was still free.
Oh,
for an
never
extra
touch it
aid.
again.
Yeah, because that was the alpha builds, one of the alpha
Yeah.
and early beta builds.
So,
A
God,
lot
that's
has changed
years
since then.
ago.
Tons of shit. There's actually end game in it now.
Really?
Yeah, there's actually stuff to do, like a little adventure. So you have to like.
Yeah, see,
build
I
a
don't like
whole-
that. I like the fact it was more open.
Oh yeah,
like-
but you can still just ignore whatever the end game is, because we haven't really bothered touching it. We've just been building houses and trolling each other. But no, Nick, seriously, you should try and get on the server and like try and help us herd sheep, because we cannot herd animals in that game. Inky tried to get a load of pigs, because obviously you need to eat in the game now. And Inky tried to get a load of pigs, and apparently there's an achievement for pushing a pig off a cliff, because she accidentally kind of made a pig fall off of a cliff when she was trying to make it go into a pig pen, and it didn't work. They fell off a cliff.
Oh dear.
So, Nick,
What's
help
the
us
pig-
herd sheep.
So, well, after a day of herding real sheep, I've now become herd
What's the
virtual
pig
sheep.
pen at
Yes.
the bottom of the cliff, by any chance?
It might have
Get
been.
into the pig pen!
Get in there! Like, you just throw everything else at everyone, so, just blow things up.
Herds me bacons.
Apparently, someone suggests we need to create a poppy field on the server.
Yes. And then we also need to blow up Nick's house. Real or in the server, I'm not particularly bothered which.
You won't blow up my house.
Nah. No.
I want to hide my house.
You're gonna wait, the real one or the
Skynet.
in-game one?
Both of them.
That would be really neat. I want to see you try that now. Try and hide your real house.
My real house.
Yeah. Sorry again, Nick's mum. If like I come to your if I go past your area one day and I just see this ginormous sheep, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's the one and only competition that the man who lives in a box can win. House is hidden. You ain't never gonna find it. So yeah,
It's folded down and put down somewhere.
Surely a collapsible tent would work quite well as well. You just fold them, put in your backpack.
And wander off. Is that what you're gonna do, Nick?
Yes.
You're gonna tell your parents that you're gonna have to live in a big old tent now.
Yes.
You're gonna start dismantling your actual house.
I'm gonna sort of build I'm gonna basically build a coat that's both a tent, so I can be like a snail, just sort of just. It's like sleep time now.
Oh my god. Why aren't we marketing this?
Because no one would buy it.
We'd literally make 20. No man, there's crazy preppers out there. They'd buy anything.
We should go on Dragon Den with this.
We'll make literally 20 pence. Sell it to tens of people.
Tens of people for 20 and you're only making 20p.
Yeah, man.
What's the profit margin on this?
I think if
we'll lose millions.
If we can make an invention that replaces stupid, pretentious names, take that on Dragon's Den, we'll make a killing, because that lot could really do with one of them.
Yes, I don't think they'd fund it.
They might
So
do,
good.
you never know.
Oh man, so good. Trolling co-hosts and then
That's-
thorny trolls another load. Or
I've just looked at the time. How long have we been broadcasting for? We've been on for 2 hours. We've just
2
talked-
hours and we've only just finished games we've been playing.
We thought this was going to be a short one.
We
Yes. Do you remember when we complained that games we've been playing have
we
been
can
45 minutes
skip-
most of the time?
Yeah.
Some stuff, if that is beneficial.
No, we ain't got a lot more to go through. To be fair,
Minecraft server will be in the show notes.
you'll have to send it to me.
Cool. And I expect to see you guys
Yeah, I'll go on there.
on the server at some
I'll
point.
give it a
for
go.
lols.
I think it's on Steam now, Minecraft as well. Anyway,
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think it is.
I'm sure I've seen Minecraft on Steam.
Must be very recent edition.
It's
if it
quite.
is.
I'm sure I've seen it advertising their little banners as a new thing. I think it's on Steam now.
Crazy.
Which is the only way I buy a game these days if it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to pick something up, isn't it?
Is it on Steam? Nah. Can't be bothered to buy it. Nah. Don't want another digital distribution. Oh, there's the only game I bought recently.
Good old games,
Last
very good.
game I
They're
bought.
scrapping a lot of catalogs, from what I understand.
Are they?
Yeah, they're now allowing you to get DRM-free movies
Huh.
as well. That was just a random email. Go
Fair enough.
2.0.
The last game I bought that wasn't on Steam was SWAT 4. That was about 6 years ago.
It had a disc.
That was a pain in the arse to get that game because you had to buy it, but then to get you to be able to play it, you had to then you downloaded it. You then had to pay for it through PayPal, and they'd email you the code to unlock the game.
That's weird.
It was a pain in the arse to actually get it unlocked. That's on one of the official sites.
Couldn't you
Chaos.
buy run through some of the Valve games?
Oh, Team Fortress, which is free to play now. You got Dota, which is free to play now. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2,
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike,
Now, couldn't you get Counter-Strike, what is it, Global Offensive or whatever?
yes, the newest
Couldn't
one.
you buy Counter-Strike on disc at one point?
Yeah,
Once upon a time.
well, right. Originally, Counter-Strike was a downloadable mod. It then got took on by Valve, sort of bought them out and made. It was called What was it called? Counter-Strike Condition Zero was what the version you could buy, which is basically the mod, but they polished it and made it not be mod-like. They sort of made it work properly, the Source engine, but it came with a really, for Valve, really crap single player. It was absolutely awful because because basically they tried to build a single player in the original engine. This came out when Half-Life 2 was about, and it's using the original Half-Life engine.
Yeah.
It was crap. In the end, it was so bad, Valve actually unreleased it and redid it again, and called it Counter-Strike Deleted Scenes. And they actually redid the game because it was so crap. It really was awful. There's a bit where you're outside, you then go into a building, you go up a flight of stairs, and then you're outside on the same level again. You've somehow
You managed to warp. You've gone back through the level.
It's really bizarre. It was like it does feel when you play like my first go at level editing. It was a terrible game. And then they brought out Counter-Strike Source, which was the sort of one that came up just after Half-Life 2, which used the Source engine, which was quite fun. And then the latest one was Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Right.
But yeah, at one point you could buy a version of Counter-Strike on disc.
Cool.
I remember buying well, I actually played Counter-Strike. Never played it online, just played it with the bots. I actually played I bought someone's you could buy in the shops like a pair of discs that had like 1,000 maps on them.
Right.
I actually bought it and just literally spent about 6 months working my way through all the maps.
Yeah, all the kind of like fan content on there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So like loads of Simpsons maps and stuff on there. Playing Gun Mod, and that was pretty fun. No, that was right. Fun game, but way back when, I hated anything that would require me to use Steam.
Yeah, I did as well. At the
Anything
beginning of
that-
Steam, I was very anti-Steam to begin with.
So actually, so was I. When I first learned that you'd had to have Steam in order to play a game, I thought it was a stupid idea.
I actually refused to play the games at that point. I was just like, no, this is shit.
So there was a lot of anti-Steam sentiment when it first came out. Everybody still said, no, this is stupid. Why do we have the service to play a game? But then Valve solved making it a good system.
Yeah.
It's amazing that if you make something actually good and do what it's meant to do,
i.e. not Origin.
yeah, or you play,
Yeah.
if you actually make it
Oh, no.
work or do something useful, then people actually will embrace it and
Yeah.
use it. And that's what they worked on it. I mean, I've been a Steam user since the very first version of it. And I didn't at first play a lot, but then as time went on, a lot of games you buy them and actually would activate on Steam. So I remember when I got
when
Dark
that starts
Messiah,
to become a
Yeah.
thing, I was just like,
when Dark Messiah Might and Magic came, I was oh, it's activated on Steam now, okay. But then what sold me on it was the fact that I installed it. I would go on your computer, load up Steam, and I wanted to install
then it was
Half-Life,
a
and
library.
it was already on there. I thought, oh, I have to faff around trying to find the disc now. I'll just download it. I can download it and install it. Actually, this is pretty darn good.
yeah.
And then basically from that on, I sort of become a bit of a convert to it.
I
and,
can't even remember what the turning point was for me.
Mm.
I think it was actually the time I had kids.
Yeah.
I had kids, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't
shit,
remember what it was
discs.
for me either.
Probably not good.
Mm.
And there were no games for PC retail. I was like, hey, I've got a pretty nice gaming rig.
That was
here
another
now.
thing that I
retail
switched. I
PC
switched to. I was lucky. I switched to Steam before the retail. I think Steam had something to do with the retail
Oh, yeah,
exodus,
for sure.
but it wasn't how the basically people like Game got in bed with Microsoft and Sony a lot and said, "Oh, we'll push it. We'll forget about PC. No one plays PC."
Horseshit.
Yeah, because they don't understand that because PC hasn't got a platform holder, they don't understand that they just seem to have this real idea because there's no one shouting about how great it is, because there's no one to shout about how great it is. There's no one entity out there saying we are the PC, and so that's why basically. And now Game, I think, are regretting it
And
somewhat.
that's where the PC Gaming Master Race comes in to shout and scream.
Yeah.
Which is ironic, considering it was originally a joke by Yahtzee, wasn't it? And then it got turned on its head and became people actually legitimately going, we are the PC Master Race. And it's like,
People have been doing it for
Yeah.
years. Christ. But no, Steam
I
is
said,
an
I
alright
know-
system now,
yeah.
but I think the only reason I use it is something backed into a corner with it.
I honestly believe that I generally now will one of the things that will make me consider buying games if it's on Steam. Generally speaking, that is actually generally true.
yeah, on PC I will, yeah.
If it's on Steam, that's actually a good selling feature to me. If you tell me it's on Steam, if it's not on Steam, I think I'll go and install it or do I have it separate or
Yes,
whatever.
it's very convenient having all your
It's-
games on Steam,
yeah.
isn't it?
And what's I think the most convenient thing is that if you then uninstall it, you can just double click and install it
Yeah,
again
for
rather
sure.
than faff around with
Yeah.
getting it from somewhere else.
Mhm.
Like SWAT 4, if I want to have SWAT 4 again, I don't know. I can't
It's
find the
handy just
DXC.
reminding
if
you what games you have as well. You don't have to look through anything. They're just there.
There's
You
the
go, oh yeah, I
list.
haven't
Yeah.
played that for a while, you know.
And then when Steam started doing all the big sales, that was really something because they do such stupid sales now. You can buy
God, yeah.
great.
I can remember I bought the entire Valve collection for practically
Yeah.
Game for
pennies, and I was like,
69p the other day. It's like,
Well, the season 2 of Walking Dead, the one they've just released the last episode, they put on sale for like a £5. You could buy the whole 5 episodes for £5. That was ridiculous.
yeah.
There's some bloody good deals on them, and it's just got so many useful features to it now. You've got your wish list, so you get an email now as soon as something on your wish list is on
Yeah.
sale. It's like, oh,
Brilliant.
perfect.
Good job.
Yeah, so I can't afford it, but perfect.
Save more money. I can't
Amazingly
afford it, but perfect.
Huge wish list.
save more money that you can't really afford to spend on games, but the second you see it on sale, you're like, shit, I need that. I do that all the time. Like every time I see it, I'm like, damn it, it's on sale. I'll probably never play it.
And I probably say it's actually introduced me to games that I wouldn't normally have bought because you wouldn't get them in a shop.
Yeah.
So like I
mentioned, you might have been how I scored Portal in the end. I just bought it randomly in a pack, and I was like, you know what, fuck, I might as well play these now.
Yeah. Was it Ships Simulator Extreme? You wouldn't buy that in a shop, but it was on there. It went down to £4. I thought, I'll give it a go.
It's only £4. It's not going to kill you.
Exactly.
It's what, 2 Starbucks?
Yeah, but I think I'll get probably more enjoyment out of Ships Simulator than the Starbucks coffee.
Exactly. Fuck Starbucks. I'll say that too.
Yeah, I don't like Starbucks. I prefer Costa.
We're going to troll more people.
I prefer Costa. I'm going to have coffee. I'll go to Costa.
Goddamn coffee shop.
I used to drink tea in a pub and in the occasional beer. It's cool.
I drink tea in a pub. Good man. So there we go. We've managed to go from games we've been playing to why Steam is amazing, but kind of sucky that you have to be forced to go to Steam now. Be a Steam zombie.
What I particularly, well, to be honest, all these game shops they've done it to themselves foot. Yeah. Sure. Now they're trying to turn around and it's like I was mentioning to yourself that Far Cry 4 you can't get on Steam now. It was on Steam. It's now pulled off the Steam UK site because apparently game have got some deal on where basically they can't release it digitally until it's been released in the shops.
Interesting.
Which is a bizarre setup. It's like, well, game, you turned your back on the PC.
That's your own fault.
Yeah. If I could go and said you can't tell, you're the ones who abandoned us. You can't.
Game was probably one of the last places I knew that sold PC games on shelf.
I think we've discussed this on podcast before how we used to go to budget to pretty much get our PC games.
They had some PC games, but game had.
Generally speaking, PC games have generally. For a long time, I can remember most shops that didn't really sell PC games.
No.
You go in there, and on the shelf would be some very. You may have one or two mainstream titles, or sort of the big games, as it were. But mostly it would be you have about 8,000 programs teach you how to read English, or your GCSE, or how a partial has a perception test, or these sort of CDs, and then you might have a food. I mean, you walk into one shop and they literally it's all like chess games and stuff. It's like really, it's almost like this is why you're dying. This is why no one's. And it's basically, you've been propped up by the consoles. Now console game digital distribution, you're screwed.
Console gamers aren't as easy to. They won't sway to digital.
I don't think they'll be forced into it. They may not sway to it, but they'll be forced into it.
Because Sony's trying it and failing, and Microsoft has tried it and failed.
Mm. Yeah, they have, but they'll
keep on saying
it will happen eventually. It will. Eventually, the switch will happen. Once.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But at that point, I think that consoles are getting so close to being just PCs that it's not really.
I would imagine. I personally, at the end of this generation of consoles, the end of it, sort of the tail end of it, I reckon the majority of games will be digital distribution, as in people buy them mainly digitally. It may take a few years, but I think that's what I think it will gradually sway that way.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
And then game will be gone.
I just won't be able.
And to be honest, game, if you're going to do such an attempt of stopping people buying games from somewhere else, which is in my mind a monopoly, then. Good riddance.
Pitchforks and torches. Get rid of your game.
Or just TNT so we can go blow them up. See them try and hide their house. Try and hit me with a bed. I have to admit, I don't like the way they're doing all this whole timed exclusive crap on different consoles and on different platforms. Like, hey, this game's going to be out for the first year on this one, plus we're going to get a shit ton of DLC. Like, first off, timed exclusives? Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then DLC? Oh, stop, please. I don't see myself being part of the next generation of gaming. I really don't.
No.
After this one, I'm probably just going to call it quits. I barely play games now as it is.
I only play
What happened to the podcast, Luke?
Well, I'll just have to take part in some of the other segments, like...
Tabletop. That isn't in this week.
Yeah, it's not in this one or for a wee while.
Film review, which is one thing that I'm going to change anyway.
Oh, you're changing it.
So move on to film.
Yeah, go, bro. I want to find out what's being changed.
We are now at 2 hours and 5 minutes.
It's our birthday. What are you chatting about, son?
I'm at work in 7 hours time.
It's
Well-
just because because of the discussion about Hulk reminded me, I saw that this week, that's more interesting than the thing I've written down, so I'll do that instead. There
So
are,
was it even worth
and it's made me
so-
think, actually, there's other film reviews I should have done prior podcasts, but because one thing, obviously being a comic book fan, I quite enjoy comic book. I don't like comic book films as a rule. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of
The
those
exception.
rare exceptions. And the Avengers was quite cool, but other than that, I'm normally like not really much of a comic book film fan. But comic book animations are generally awesome. DC have a really cool run of comic book animations. I mean, they're general mainstream ones like Justice League Unlimited. If you remember the old Batman series with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, that was brilliant. But then they did, like, for more mature viewers, they did a lot of Batman ones, like Year One, Dark Knight, all those sort of things. They'd updated and done as animations, and obviously they were aimed at a more mature audience, and they're brilliant. They're really, really good. One of the more recent ones I watched was to do with Arkham. It was Assault on Arkham, and it was about a group of Gotham villains led by, I think it was by Deadshot, and they were basically going to break into Arkham for reasons I shall not reveal, in case you want to watch it. But Marvel also do some pretty cool ones. DC's ones are just a little bit better sometimes, but Marvel has done some pretty cool adaptations. And one such adaptation I watched recently was Planet Hulk.
Right.
And that is a very interesting story. As we were running on about the Hulk jokes earlier, that just kind of came in. The basic premise is that Hulk has become way too destructive. There's a group of heroes called the Illuminati, which is obviously based on the whole idea of the Illuminati, but it's composed of Iron Man, Prince Namor, who you might know as the Submariner if you read comics, Doctor Strange, and I can't remember for the life of me who else is in it, but those three are like three of the main players, and they decide that Hulk is just getting out of control, and what they're going to do is they locate this planet, and it's got wildlife and vegetation and such on it, but no other sort of sentient life. There's nothing on par with humans or above that sort of intelligence level. So I think, right, it's a good place to send Hulk, because everyone else will be safe from him, and it's better than just killing him. He'll be safe up there, and he'll have his own wild habitat to live in, and yada yada yada.
Let's let him wreck.
Yeah,
Complete.
Ecosystem.
yeah.
Bollocks to all that life. Just
So they
fuck it.
stick him
rather
on
than
a
popping the Hulk.
stick him on a shuttle and send him to this place. But Hulk is Hulk, he don't stay put for nobody. So while he's on this shuttle, he has a bit of a fit, throws a.
I'll say, how the fuck did they even get the Hulk on a shuttle to
I
start?
don't really know. They don't go
It's
into
like some
that.
kind of magic.
He throws a bit of a wobbler and decides, that's it, I've had enough. Has a tantrum.
Is that the actual dialogue? That's it. I've had enough.
I've had enough.
I've
I've had enough of your rubbish, Iron Man. You annoy me. You're not funny. You're annoying. Yeah, but yeah, he
Picks up his
decides.
bed and hits a tree with it.
Yeah, he breaks out and destroys the shuttle, and then ends up on this other planet, which is all pre-populated by sentient creatures. And it seems that
Like we didn't see that happen.
yeah, it was obvious. The main body of people that live there are kind of like Romans. They've got like this whole Roman civilization and culture, but with obviously vast technology. They've got lots of technology, and they hit him with this device that gives him the ability to communicate, and Hulk has become intelligent, and so Hulk is now really, really quite clever. He's sort of Bruce Banner smart. Although he's not, even though he is Bruce Banner, the Hulk's personality is still separate from Bruce Banner's.
Yeah.
So what he's Hulk, which he is through the whole movie, he's still kind of different, and he's really he's obviously still destructive, but more than being ragey, he's apathetic. He doesn't really give a damn about anyone but himself, and he just wants to do his own thing and find his own way. But these sort of Roman type aliens capture him and put him into a gladiatorial arena, and Hulk gets banded with a group, and the whole premise of the film is he's now in these gladiatorial pits, and he's going to have to befriend these people, and he's going to have to fight with them for his freedom, and potentially go up against this emperor that is now in charge and is
So
making
this
them
is
fight.
Hulk meets Gladiator.
Yeah, pretty much Space Gladiator Hulk, really. It's really cool though. It's like, I won't reveal too much, because if I talk too much about it, the story will sort of unfold. But it is some of the fights are really good. There's some cameos by characters from other Marvel works that are quite welcome. Just the idea of him fighting, he uses weapons and stuff as well. It isn't just him going ape shit and smashing stuff with his fists. He picks up swords. He's got like various other weapons, and he has like a half suit of armor. Like he's got sort of a shielded plating on his arms and various bits and pieces. And it's kind of more about him having to learn to work with these guys, because he's clearly the strongest one there, and he can fuck anything up that they throw at him. And because to begin with, he doesn't really want to. He's just like, bugger this. The first thing he does actually when they're in the arena is he walks towards the gates and just works on opening them. So yeah, I'm going. See you later. But yeah, eventually he sort of warms and tries to help these guys. But yeah, what I think I kind of like about it is it isn't cheesy. He doesn't warm up and then it's like, oh, we're all friends and that. He kind of just does it out of interest. Like he's just like, well, whatever. I'll do it, might as well. I get to smash stuff, you know, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of liked Hulk as far as Marvel heroes go, because he's a bit different. He's not really a hero, for one. He's kind of scary, really, when you think about it, when you think he just loses his mind and goes on these wrecking sprees.
Batshit mental and somehow manages to save the day.
Yeah, like he's got sort of a good spirit, isn't he? He always tries to do... The Hulk tries to do the right thing at times, even though he's angry and just wants to wreck shit. But now he's intelligent. He's even more dangerous, because with his intelligence, like I say, he's become apathetic. He doesn't really care about anybody else. He just wants to further his own goals and be on his own and do his own thing. And that makes him a bit more interesting than the general run-of-the-mill heroes and villains, because, I don't know, in a sense it makes him more human, doesn't it? He's driven by his own desires. He's not.
So when I think Incredible Hulk, I always just imagine that, you know, a brat child that's having a bit of a...
Yeah.
Because Hulk doesn't communicate. It's just literally like a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
like, absolutely mental.
And then he'll talk briefly, won't he? But only in broken English, and he's very stunted, isn't he? He's like a caveman. So the intelligent Hulk's interesting. I mean, I have read some other stuff with him being clever, but yeah, this particular animation was really, really good. Yeah, I definitely recommend it to.
Is it on Netflix or anything, or?
I have no idea. It probably is. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Perfect.
So, yeah, pretty cool. Definitely
Excellent.
recommended.
Well, it's definitely caused some discussion on the chat, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
People just discussing, well, basically comic books, to be fair.
Oh, cool.
But I like provoking a bit of chat.
Any particular comments of interest?
One chap talking about something called the Demigorge storyline.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
So, I'd be interested to hear some stuff about Marvel things, to be honest, because I am more of a DC fan. I do like Marvel, I will stress. I'm not one of these fanboys that will go, oh, I like DC, Marvel shit. I like both of them. They're both really cool in different ways. I always describe it to people, for some reason, as DC are my weekday comics and Marvel are my weekend comics. Like, because Marvel lets its hair down a bit more and is more of this fun kind of factor, whereas DC is way more in-depth and... Yeah, that kind of thing. And it is darker, yeah. But I love both for their own different reasons.
Never got into comic books. Just never ever interested me. Don't like superhero
I think
films.
the thing is, you need to read the right ones. One of the ones that sold superheroes to me is Identity Crisis. DC's Identity Crisis. And the reason is because it takes a different approach. The main issue or thing with Identity Crisis is one of the heroes' families get killed, and they kind of start to realise that going public isn't a good idea because your family are under threat, and that's the weakness of the hero. The weakness of the hero isn't what can happen to him; it's what can happen to his loved ones and the people around him. And it brings it to.
You're okay if you're Batman then.
Yeah, because no one.
Your family's already been killed. So
actually, you say that there was. I actually see quite a neat little fan fiction.
I was going to say, you're definitely not okay if you're Batman, because he's well known for having his little bat family that he takes in, the vagrants he takes in, and yeah, one of them very famously, Jason Todd, being offed by the Joker.
It wasn't even
by the Joker, I shall say. But yeah,
it wasn't even so much, like any of the Robins or whatever. This fan fiction actually focused on the one person they guaranteed Batman would flip for, Alfred.
Yeah.
Gets
literally
he's
personal battler. Yeah.
cut into little bits, boxed up, and sent as a present
Oh, lovely.
to Batman.
Wayne Manor.
And Batman opens the box, or Bruce opens the box, flips the fuck out, and yeah, it was turned into a murder-suicide.
They did an interesting thing with Flashpoint, which was Bruce gets killed instead of his parents, and his father becomes Batman instead,
Oh, neat.
and his mother becomes a Joker. That's
Really?
quite interesting. They showed their grieving madness in two separate ways. She becomes like psychotic and cuts her own face up, saying, "I'll never smile again." So carves a smile into her face to make sure she will. And yeah, he becomes Batman. Yeah, it's, that's quite interesting. Flashpoint's interesting. That's what led on to the new 52 stuff. All the stuff with the reboots of the characters and things.
Right.
Yeah.
The stuff that people are kind of like.
Yeah, I'm still. Some of it's quite cool, but yeah. I don't know. Wait and see.
Perfect. So moving on to other news, and Adam, Fawley, Bard.
Right.
That's the one.
Your name.
Bard, Adam, whatever.
New character for the birthday.
Reboot.
Yes. Right. Games Hardware news. What we have is yesterday Nintendo announced on their Nintendo Direct that they're getting an update to the 3DS, but it's a whole new console, but not. So the idea so far is that in October they're releasing this thing that's at the moment called New 3DS.
Can we just mention this in Japan only?
In Japan at the moment, yeah. It'll be released in Japan in October. It'll be released in Europe next year. I don't know about the States. It was all I had was Japan and Europe. But yeah, it's October in Japan, here next year. The idea is it's just at the moment it's just called New 3DS. We haven't had an official name for it. I'm sure they'll come up with something different.
If it's anything like Apple. New 3DS
yeah.
will probably float.
The idea is that it is the exact same as the old 3DS, and it
3DS.
has an XL version, exactly the same as the old 3DS. But
Is that just to play spreadsheets on?
yes, yes, it has words too, and maybe PowerPoint if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So deal breaker if I ain't got PowerPoint.
3DS Outlook.
But yeah, it has a second analog, but it's not like proper analog. It's been described as being similar to the C-Stick from the GameCube.
The GameCube.
Little tiny stick, and it's positioned very oddly. Like you've got your one analog at one area, and the C-Stick's a bit higher.
Right.
So I'm not sure how it'll work. It looks
weird looking,
very odd.
Or weird sounding hand placement.
The one thing I quite like, I know it's a bit of a silly thing, but I like that it's very stylized on the SNES controller.
Right.
They've put the colours back onto the buttons, which I thought was quite neat. But yeah, it's got a
That's
faster.
only quite neat for the Japanese and the European, because the Americans.
Yeah, that's true. They're purple,
nice,
didn't they?
Yeah, nice purple controls.
But the lost my train of thought. Had a bit of a brain fart there. Yeah, it's got a faster processor apparently. Like, so what it could do is it will have games coming out for it that won't run on the old 3DS and will be exclusive to this one. Buddy of mine, Xander Scullion, summed it up rather well in one of his videos. If you check him out by all means, he's really good. He said, or suggested that it was very similar to the expansion pack in the N64,
the N64,
which sounded like an apt description to me. Like, yeah, it takes the existing software or hardware and updates it even.
But
yeah,
well, I couldn't really say that because it's a full blown hardware refresh.
Yeah,
because it's not like you're going to be able to.
No, you have to buy a whole new console. Yeah,
like you could just get an
I
expansion.
think that was the
pack
closest comparison he could sort of come to, and it made sense to me that would be how the hardware is changed. It's not a new console. It is the same console, but can do a little bit more. So yeah, which is in some ways cool, but in other ways not. If people have already got 3DSs, they're going to have to get a new one, you know, and unless aforementioned game have some sort of mega deal where you can trade in your 3DS and get this new one for a decent price, I can't see it happening. But yeah, although interestingly enough, now getting on the old Wii U bandwagon, it's making me think maybe next year I might pick up another 3DS purely because I miss Kid Icarus, not play again. So I don't know, but that was, I thought we warranted mentioning because it seems interesting.
Sounds kind of neat. Because it's about time that the 3DS gets the second analog stick. Because they sell the Pro Pad, which is basically.
And it was only ever
bolt-on
really used for
analog
Monster Hunter, wasn't it? I mean,
Monster Hunter and
Metal Gear
Resident
uses it.
Evil,
Yeah.
Evil Revelations.
Metal Gear uses it, and Kid Icarus can use it, but the touchpad is better.
All right. Well, yeah, pretty much those games are really the only ones that I know of.
I think
that
Kid
use
Icarus
them.
can use it anyway. Maybe it can't actually. Maybe I'm imagining that.
I couldn't say about Kid
I don't
Icarus
think it
because
does
I haven't
actually.
played
I
it.
don't think it does. I think I imagined that.
But yeah, like you had that accessory, but that added so much damn bulk to the
Yeah.
system. It made it so much thicker, and it practically made it impossible to stick in a regular, pair of jeans pocket. You had to wear big old baggy cargos. So that'd be kind of nice. But I don't like the whole idea of it's going to have exclusive titles.
I
mean,
think
if you're gonna
the first one they've released is it's got a direct port of Xenoblade on the Wii.
Oh, that's
So it's
okay,
shown-
yeah. I'll let you go, Nintendo.
That it can play up to being as good as the Wii. Didn't look as good as the Wii version from what I saw, but apparently it is. It's the same game.
In
So
fairness, though, the 3DS as it stands can push some pretty nice looking games.
yeah, oh yeah, it can.
so-
I mean, Kid Icarus pretty much straight away there. That's a fantastic looking game.
It's
Blew
had
me
the
away
Pokemon
that
games are
was.
actually pretty neat as well.
Yeah,
They're pretty nice. When you actually got to walk around the world, and that was pretty nice.
yeah, okay.
Not great, but
But Kid Icarus was really, really. You played Kid Icarus yet?
no, I haven't yet.
Graphically stunning. I mean, that was the one game. Obviously, I had a Vita and a 3DS, and I preferred my Vita. The reason being that a lot of the games did look better, and nothing really compared to the Vita. But Kid Icarus, I looked at and thought you could work. You are pretty much on the same level. It's really well optimized, that game.
3DS for me is basically a portable Zelda Ocarina of Time
Yeah, yeah.
and portable mods.
See, my problem with it was the big old disappointment of Fire Emblem that just made me not happy. I bought the Fire Emblem edition. Didn't like Awakening. I know that'll get me lynched because loads of people love Awakening, but nah, not as good as the original Fire Emblem. Not as good as the GameCube one.
But it's
Step
now
backwards.
that Fire Emblem, after we mentioned it, like what? Was it in the last?
Yeah,
podcast?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, there's
It's
no
now
Fire
on.
Emblem
It's now
the
on
Game Boy
the.
Advance, and
Yeah, now
there
on the
it
Wii
is
U.
eShop.
Yeah. So now I've just got to figure out how to get an eShop card that'll give me enough money to get it because I don't use my regular card on it. But yeah, whatever. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That
This
Fire
game
Emblem
wants
is
to
good.
stitch you out of a lot of money for a
Yeah.
£6 game.
Yes.
Like a £25 card you have to buy. Is that? Was it
Yeah, the £25
was
is the
minimum
only one
thing?
they had. 15's minimum, like I think overall, but game only have £25 ones. Stuff that.
Good old game.
I'd
Like,
buy Steam ones for
25
£5,
quid.
you know, like yeah.
no, but
That's how Game is still selling PC games. You can
Yeah.
buy their
buy
little,
Steam cards.
yeah.
It's just really going back to Steam. 'Cause that's something that trips me out. Is when I buy something from, say, Gamersgate or GOG or the Humble Bundle, and especially Gamersgate, that really trips me out because you can just download games directly off of Gamersgate.
Right.
But every now and then they'll be like, yep, just download the game, here's your code, and then you're like, yep, I'm just going to go put that into Steam.
No?
Go to Origin. Oh, fucking look, it works on Origin. And then like another time you'll think, oh yeah, this game ain't on either of them, and it turns out it's a Steam code they'll give you or whatever. It's
Very odd.
kind of weird. Well, it actually pissed me off because the
To be fair, Humble does tell you, doesn't it, when you just say-
like, I can remember the Origin, was it the Humble Origin bundle that they did, and everyone bought like thousands of copies of it really cheap, but they had you had options on a lot of the games. Do you want the games on Origin, or do you want the same game on Steam? And pretty much everyone just said, fuck if I'm putting them on Origin. I know it's
Steam,
the
yeah.
Origin bundle, I'm getting them on Steam. And it really pissed me off when the one time I bought a game from Gamersgate, I prayed it was a Steam code. It was an Origin code.
What game was it?
Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So it used to be on Steam. At the time, it was
Yeah,
still
and
on
then it got
Steam.
moved over to Origin.
And I got completely screwed over because that's the one game I had that I had to install.
I'd have to say
Origin.
to that game. I didn't
Oh
really
no,
like
it's
that
not
much.
great, because that was just when the studio went bust. I thought,
Ah,
I'll
right.
pick it up just to see what the game was like.
Perfect. Right, moving on to a flashback. Just made this month. A few days ago, the last episode of season 2 of The Walking Dead came out. Play it actually this afternoon before I came over because I didn't even actually. I saw it downloaded, but I didn't think it actually unlocked because they often download a couple of days before they unlock.
Yeah.
Turned it unlocked straight away. It just didn't make it
Didn't
obvious.
tell you.
Yeah, so I just thought, I wonder if it's there. Oh, yes, it is. So I played
Yeah, I
that
saw
up.
a few people talking about it on forums the other day.
Yeah.
And stuff, yeah.
As an ending, it's not as strong as the first one. The first one had a proper conclusion.
I hear they jumped the shark a little bit. Is that true? Would you say?
A little bit. They end on a cliffhanger of the last episode ends on a cliffhanger, and it's pretty clear from the cliffhanger. Okay, thought like, yeah, no one's going to really survive this, and then somehow they all do. But you have to see it to understand quite why it doesn't make sense. It felt a bit of a cop out. I thought either the cliffhanger shouldn't have been there like it was, or they should not have copped out, and it wasn't
one of those everyone needs a happy ending things, or
oh, definitely not.
Right.
Definitely not. This game does not have a happy ending. It has
It's just if you're a zombie.
1 minute they're all gonna die, and the next minute they all get out of it.
The end of the game definitely is not what I consider a happy ending at all.
Does anyone survive?
It's a Telltale game, of course.
Without spoiling too much. Okay, so if you haven't played and you are going to play it and you don't want anything spoiled, perhaps sort of, go make a cup of tea or open a can of beer and drink it before you come back, because I'll try and keep it minor, but there'll be a few spoilers.
All I really need to know is a yes or no.
You're down to 2 people at the end.
Right, don't give a fuck about who they are. Well, there you go. There's your happy ending.
I know who one of them is for a fact. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, and you start it at the actual start of that episode. You start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 people.
That's a zombie apocalypse. 7 people's pretty good.
Yeah, but you're down to 2, and it just feels like they're killing them off just to narrow it down, ready for the next set. I personally would like him to. I think in the case of Clementine, her arc is done.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
That's the main. That was the girl in the first one, and then she becomes the main character in the second one. Her sort of story is basically how she starts as an innocent.
Is that the
little girl? Yeah, she starts innocent. She's an innocent little girl. Then as she develops over the first one, she becomes more independent. By the second one, she's a lot more independent, and in actual fact, they slightly ruin her in the second one because they want you to be able to still play as the main character, still get involved in everything. But obviously, that means all the adults around you have to put this 10-year-old girl in situations that.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying. Like, so, am I right in saying that was the character you said was given the option to murder her father figure or something?
Yeah, you get to. You basically get to, as it's massive spoilers now. At the end of the first game, your surrogate father, as it were, you have the option of either killing him or letting him turn, and you can either basically abandon him or stop him from turning.
Okay.
I think I can't remember the actual percentage. I know I chose to shoot him rather than turn. I thought that was a more horrible thing to do, but you actually have to pull the trigger and shoot him.
Oh, okay.
Herself, and that's all basically matures her in the game. But she gets really mature.
I'm just imagining Metal Gear comparisons to that.
Big
Boss was still a babby before he pulled that trigger.
So she's such a very even and innocent. She acts like a 10-year-old in the first game. The second game, you'd swear she was like 15, but she's not. She's only a year older.
In fairness, the average 15-year-old girl is pretty lame.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is in terms of knowledge and the way she acts, it doesn't fit right. So there's a bit early on where 2 of them decide to go on patrol. They take a 10-year-old girl with them for the patrol. It's like, no, you wouldn't. There's like 4 other people in that shack who can all use guns. Take them with you. It felt like they.
Was there a reason why they drag her along, or is it just for the sheer lol?
They always find a very convoluted excuse why they drag her along.
Oh look, she's new. She needs to learn.
It does feel a bit sometimes, but it's because basically there's a nice idea. All right, let's play a second game. You play as the girl Clementine. Yeah, but what you've done is you paint yourself into a corner.
Do you think that would have actually? Do you think it would have mattered if they just?
I think she started. I think she started a new character arc.
What they should have done, if they were going to do it on that, is tell it from Clementine's perspective, but have other characters as playable. So have players of people around her. That would have been brilliant. Look, that's easy. They could have done that, no worries. But
yeah, I can see what they're trying to do. It's a nice idea, but they basically end up writing her as an adult, which I just did. It's still don't worry. It's still been an enjoyable series. I have looked forward to each episode. As soon as it's downloaded, boom, I'm playing it. No matter what I'm doing, it's like I'm playing that now. Yeah, it's 1 in the morning. Yes, I've got work, so I'm playing that episode now. But I think they need to now end this storyline with her. I would like them to do another series because they can do it, but perhaps do a new set of characters and let's move on to another set. I think her story's ended now.
I really would like to see them jump onto a new game, to be honest, because I mean, I played The Wolf Among Us, I've enjoyed. I'd like to see what else they're capable of. I think we fall into this horrible trap of just the same thing coming out every year, regurgitate the same thing. All the big titles, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, it's all we seem to get. It might be nice to get
the thing with
game.
The Walking Dead is that, like somewhat the series in the comic book, it's not actually about a zombie apocalypse per se. It's a story about people.
Survivors.
Yeah, survivors. Yeah. That's really what about the zombies are really in fact in some episodes zombies I mean this one here, the zombies barely appear. This last episode they barely appear, some of the others they barely appear. They're sort of more of a background event to help drive the plot forward.
They're the background motivation.
Yes, they are. Whereas actually it's about this is quite a good. I mean, the arc in this one's been quite good. Although I swear at one point I actually thought they were going to pull It's All a Dream moment. I really honestly thought. There's a bit where she wakes up to a scene from one of the earlier from like season 1. She like spent having a bad dream and then she gets woken up by a father figure, and I thought, no, they're not going to pull. And I honestly thought they were going to pull it.
Were you about ready to close the game off?
I was actually thought, if this is how you end this is crap. You mean the whole thing? Because basically the bit where she wakes up like midway through episode 3, the first series, so you said everything that happened after that was all a dream. Seriously, are you really going to pull something? Luckily they don't. It's All a Dream is actually just a dream.
Would you say that's a good spin right there then?
I thought it was quite clever, but
that pissed you off a bit.
That pissed me off a little bit because I honestly, they kept it going long enough to make you think this god. Yeah, I thought this is how it's actually going. I thought, oh god, and yeah, the last episode hasn't been great. I think the arc they picked, the main twist in the arc they hit too soon. So, I mean, it's still a good game. I would say it's still if perhaps when it goes on sale on Steam, I'd say pick it up.
You've just then gone and answered my next question. Do you think it's a sale choice now?
Yeah, sale choice. Yeah, I would say. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed sort of 8 hours I've had out of it. But for what it is, I've quite liked it. But I would say, yeah, if anyone asked me, I'd say, yeah, wait for it to go on sale and pick it up.
Does Sony have anything to do with a TV series? I'm sure there's a TV series.
There is. Walking Dead was a comic book. It then got adapted into a TV series. It's had 2 spin-off games. One's awful, one's good.
There's another game now.
There's a third one.
Have done one like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, there's so many versions, and shops are all called The Walking Dead. It's now a nightmare trying to work out which is which.
Well, the reason I ask is because every time I go onto the PlayStation, it's constantly like, yeah, Walking Dead, and like everywhere you go, it's just trying to shove this thing up your ass. And I was just like, does Sony have their hands in this?
I'm one of these people where that stuff does the opposite. If I see 2 bites of something, I'm like, yeah, not touching that.
Yeah, exactly. That's like why I haven't played it. Like I think I've got the first season, 5 episodes.
Yeah.
I was just like,
is it all the 400 days as well? If you bought on Steam, often it came with the 400 days. 400 days like a.
Oh no, that's PlayStation 3.
Oh, the PlayStation 3 one's ruined. The PlayStation 3's got so many bugs in it. In fact, there are certain points where it becomes actually unbeatable.
I kind of expect that of a PlayStation game, to be fair.
Yeah, it's apparently incredibly buggy, the PlayStation version of it.
If I get a game these days, where there isn't a game-breaking bug in there, I'm like, the fuck's going on?
Well, apparently what I've heard is that it lags so much there comes bits where you have to do the action source scenes, and you can't because it's so laggy. You can't actually respond quick enough.
Amazing. Challenge accepted. Except the game probably sucks. Well, Nick's just going to put me off playing anything from Season 2, Episode 3
Season 2 is still worth having. You can't buy them as episodes anyway. You buy the season.
Yeah.
You can't buy individual episodes. A bit like Wolf Among Us. When you buy the whole season, and then each week gets it. Yeah. What I would like them to do if they do it again is to make the episodes a bit more regular, not so much as in, have them out like one every week, as in gaps between them are very random. So the first and second episode is like a month, and the second and third there's like a 2.5 month gap.
I'm getting a bit sick and tired of this kind of episodic thing going on.
I liked it. It's something to look forward to, but do it like every month. Don't do it like and because the gap between this one and the previous one has not been that long.
I have to admit, had I bought Wolf Among Us when it first came out, as quickly as I did the first bit, I'd have been so pissed if I'd have done that. And it's like, yeah, now you got to wait a month to play the next bit.
If I was going to play games like that, I would literally wait for them all to come out. I wouldn't be the kind of person that could just...
I reckon a lot of people
know.
do. And to be fair, I do the same as you say with TV shows. I tend to do that quite a lot. I wait for them and then watch them all in one go.
The reason is, for me at least, I'd worry that I'd play the first episode, or whatever, like however many episodes there are, and then there'd be this massive gap between the next one. Like a month doesn't seem like a massive time, but let's say you don't have much free time to start with. You're kind of like, well, crap, I've now kind of overloaded myself with stuff.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like when you play a game, you put it down for a little while and then you never go back to it.
Yeah.
It's like starting a story and then never finish it. And I feel that the way that content is coming out in episodes, I would probably start a series and then never finish it.
I mean, the thing is, that's actually one advantage, the fact that they are quite short, the episodes. I mean, each episode will take you between 2.5 hours to do, which means basically it's an evening. You know, I see it comes, that's good. Oh, that's this evening I'm playing for that episode. And that's quite, in some ways, that's quite an advantage because you know you're going to do it. You're not committing yourself to 4 or 5 days worth of game and you're going to do it in one go. Or like
get 45 minutes for a single hunting monster hunt.
Or like when they come out one go, like when I did Wolf Among Us, I played that in one day. I literally Saturday I was like, okay, I'm going to play Wolf Among Us. Start at 10 o'clock. I think by sort of 8 o'clock I'd finished the whole lot. And I enjoyed it. I had a little nice little story arc. They're quite clever. Each episode is very self-contained. There's like they only keep like 2 or 3 plot points carrying over.
Yeah.
So they're quite. They deliberately know there's a gap, so you don't have to remember too much of the previous episode.
The fact that it gives you the percentages of what other people have done.
That's quite nice. Yeah.
Just trying to think of another game I played that did that. Catherine.
All right.
PlayStation 3, that random kind of
that's a really cool game
puzzle thing.
Right, okay.
And at the end of each kind of puzzle section, it would give you a choice.
I don't know how many people answered.
Yeah, kind of like
question.
a moral choice, like so you get to kind of swing your moral compass one way or the other, and then it would actually tell you the percentage of other people that.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. You can see how they built the game such that most choices are roughly 50-50, you know, some people, but then there'll be the one which everybody picks like one character, and you say, oh yeah, 9% of people decide to save the girl instead of the dude. That says about stuff about society, doesn't it? Really. Yeah. And so it's quite. I do quite like that. I think it's quite a nice little touch to see how people react to the game and how they adapt to it. I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I was quite surprised because a lot of mine were different to the norm in the old Wolf Among Us. I had quite a few ones that weren't the usual decisions, so it was quite nice to sort of see. I think I'd be annoyed if I got there and found they were all the same.
You guys still know pretty much the same stuff most of the way through when you two were talking about that game.
We were fairly similar. There was a couple of differences we had.
One, wasn't it? Yeah, that we played.
Yeah, because you've only played the first episode anyway, haven't you?
I had picked Bluebeard and you picked the Pimp, didn't you? That was the main difference.
Yeah. At the end of the episode, you get to pick who you think the murderer is. So, and that's the difference we picked. Yeah. Although mine was the majority. Marjorie picked the same as me. From one of the percentages, I think that I was in the majority.
Yeah, mine was. That's what I was saying. Mine is against the grain, which I liked. Like most of the people have gone different ways to me. I chased Tweedle as well, rather.
So did I. Yeah.
And I did.
Although I think even if no matter how you review that cuts no matter how much you review that scene, it always feels to me that logically you would go after him because he's the only one who's actually been actively aggressive towards you. Again, we're on spoilers now of the Wolf Among Us, but the two choices you've got, there's one character who you've seen be aggressive, and you've had a little bit of a spat with him, but he's never actually actively aggressive against you.
It's the way of the aggression, whereas he's kind of aggressive in a knee-jerk reaction kind of way. Yeah. The other dude's very sort of suspect. Like, you know, you could see that there's some underworld shit going on with him, and that's like...
And the other choice is the guy who's has already got involved with being aggressive towards you, and he works against you to actually knock you out, and then you find that he's been threatening one of your friends.
Yeah.
So, what have I just hit? So, What? So to me, logically, of course you're going to go after him. He's the one who's probably the most dangerous. So I'm not surprised that someone like 78% of players have picked him. I thought that's not surprising.
You're well on him for going after your mate a lot.
I mean, it was a point where I saw I'm going to go after him. I thought to myself, the game probably wants me to go after him. I wonder if a lot of people picked the other guy because they thought that the guy was too obvious.
That was. I'm not sure if it was quite 70. It was a bit 50-50 as far as I recall that one.
I'm sure it was quite high.
Oh.
I can check when I
have a look.
I'll check the stats. So other than that, Walking Dead, wait for sale, grab it.
Cool.
At some point, I may have to try the stuff.
I think it's a game that you may or may. It's quite a
better playing The Wolf Among Us. You'd enjoy that more with The Walking Dead.
It's more. Walking Dead. If you're not a fan of, I'm not a fan of Zombie Fish, but I enjoyed it.
The quirky stuff in The Wolf Among Us has appealed to you more.
Yeah.
And you'd like Big B as well. The character of Big B would appeal way more than the characters.
You could be such a dick in it as Big B.
Yes.
You can be
you can be really violent as well and really nasty.
Yeah.
If you want to be.
But it does come back to bite you later on.
How could you be violent with Mr. Toad? I mean, he's just a little toad dude. It's like
you can be so cruel to him though. You'd be so cruel to his little boy as well. The amount of things you can do later on up again. The amount of things you can do to him.
That sounds so wrong on so many levels.
No, you can crush his spirits completely. You can crush his. I won't spot Thorny.
I'm gonna play some more tonight.
I won't spot for Thorny, but you can really mess him up.
Horrible.
If you want to, most players don't, but you could if you really want to really mess him up.
I'm sure there's that little percentage of people that flip out.
Well, obviously, you've got to think it's how many people have then played it again and then chosen all the other options. But you see, I can't do it. I couldn't play The Walking Dead 1 again because to me that's a canon story now.
Yeah. Canon to you, it's like your own personal art.
I wish I recorded it now because I could watch it back.
Yeah.
But I couldn't pick it and do it again.
Sorry, I'm falling.
Do you think if you were to replay it, you'd just pick the same?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm like that most games that have multiple choice tend to pick the same. It's like, oh, these are the choices. I agree with my original choice. I'm going to pick that.
Yeah.
Well, see, I find that if there are games with multiple choice, even if I do tend to go back, I still usually get near enough the same outcome.
Yeah.
So it's like the choices that I did sway on or weren't completely sure on didn't have enough impact to.
I like it more when it's games where choices are ambiguous as well. I don't like this stupid shit that's in all games now where it's morally obvious. Oh, you picked the blue path. Oh, you picked the red path. You know,
then
you're clearly good. You're clearly evil.
In that way, you would probably quite like The Walking Dead because there's a lot of morally ambiguous choices in that. There's a lot of bits where you do find yourself going for. In the end, you have to go for your gut reaction.
Yeah.
Because if you try and think about too logically,
you got that timer and everything. Yeah.
There's bits in it where basically they're very good at having two characters having an arm which both make good points. Like, well, who do I go with? And you have to have your gut reaction in the end. And I actually think you play the game actually almost as yourself somewhat because you just tend to, because you're against the clock, you tend to just pick your gut reaction.
I tend to do that anyway. Like. I always play a game, even if there's a set character.
Yeah, I have to admit.
But sometimes, though, when there's multiple choice, you may have your gut reaction. You may actually end up thinking about it a bit and think, actually, well, perhaps the best one to say is this. Whereas when there's a time against it,
I'd never think of what's best for the game. I always go for what I'd go.
Yeah, I have to admit, like after only playing one thing of the Walker Dead, The Wolf Among Us, I was quite chuffed with how my Big B acted. Like I was like, that character is similar to how I would act in most of those situations.
Quite violent.
No, he wasn't at all. He was actually really reasonable. Yeah, like I didn't tear Grendel's arm off and beat the hell out of him with it.
No, nor did I.
He'd already had enough of a beat.
Apparently, tear it off and throw it across the bar. Apparently.
Does he? Nice. Yeah. I like that. Though. That was a cool little Beowulf reference. But yeah, no, like he was pretty cool most of the time. I mean, with the Mr. Toad bit, I sussed out what was going on there. That
was a really clever because you have to do the right responses to basically catch him out.
Yeah,
that's really clever.
And you have to look at things in a specific order to get it right, don't you? Because if you don't look at them in a particular order, you might miss a certain option. Like,
I think it's set in such a way that here's like several things he tells you which aren't true. What you catch him out on varies depending on what you look at and what order. That affects the level that way. But that was really good because you do every time you sort of gradually feel you're putting the pressure on a little bit. It's really well done.
Chilled actually. He was quite laid back. There weren't really any sort of. I was
Yeah,
expected him to be just Wolverine character, and he wasn't. He was just like, yeah, whatever. You know.
But he keeps it quite calm, but you can tell he's putting the pressure on him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. He doesn't come up to the very, unless you tell you, he doesn't come at the very end to say you're lying, unless you say you're lying. You can sort of just catch him out on his little
sections. There's a big difference
sections.
between raised eyebrow and you sure you're telling the truth and you're fucking lying. I'm gonna get out of here. You know, there's a big sort of, and yeah, my big.
To a credit, there is every character interaction in the game. There's the option to basically just turn violent and hit them. Yeah.
I mean, I'll take a
go
crack at
full
that.
on werewolf on him.
Yeah. Shall we move on to weird news?
Yeah, go for it.
Weird news.
Is this like extra special birthday weird news?
Our favourite.
Yes, there's no masturbation stories in it.
Are there cake stories though? Man, I've been waiting for this cake cross for
People
masturbation.
wanking cakes.
I'm trying to remember now, actually.
He's trying to. Nick,
Sort
how
of.
come?
I was gonna say, don't
weird
spring a
news
people wanking in cake
is
story
like-
and then go. It'd be like.
How come weird news is notes is like 55 pages long and
It's because to make it easier to keep the flow going, I split the stories up onto individual pages. And so if a story would go between two, I move things around. So I have like 2 short stories on one page. If I have a long story, I tend to put it on its own page, so I don't have
That's
to.
a lot of bullet points.
I will have to.
Oh, I don't
apologise
read
to
them all
people
out.
on the mic. I've just realised I'm flagging so much that I've been leaning further back.
That's right, Luke can sort it. It's his job.
What?
There
I
is.
haven't even got a computer to do it.
That's your problem.
Oh, fuck it. If there's
and,
no audio version,
but
ever.
there is a special addition to Weird News this month.
Oh.
We have a photograph. Now, if you're an audio
have a
listener,
photograph.
yes, if you're an audio listener, you're going to have to look in the show notes for the relevant photograph. If you're a video viewer, then I'll get either Luke to show it to the camera on my behalf later
You're more
on.
like than I am. You do it.
Yeah.
Just so as I go stumbling over there and fall over the computer.
But it's a mystical photo.
Oh.
Mystical.
I consider it mystical.
Trippy.
Anyway. Okay. What's your opinion on pandas?
They fucked up World of Warcraft.
No, I mean the real ones.
Black, white, and Asian. Everyone loves them. 3
You
things
see,
in one.
the thing about pandas to me is if you have a species that refuses to bonk each other, they don't deserve to survive.
So what was the fucking Yahtzee came up with a little thing about that, where he's kind of reviewing a game, and at the end of it he throws out something like the angry Chinese zookeeper said to the last male panda in the world, "Fuck that," and obviously it doesn't happen because it's shit,
Yeah.
and the panda dies, and yay, the panda.
Right, okay.
Am I the only one that doesn't care about pandas, really?
I really don't. I'm sorry. If your
I mean, they're cute,
species,
fluffy things, I guess. but-
your species, you have two. There are many goal. There's really only one basic goal for any species in life. When you boil it down, that's to shag each other and produce more of your offspring. Okay. If you can't be bothered to do one of those, if you evolved in such a way that you can only do it once a year, you don't deserve. The evolution was not looking favourably on you.
It's just like, oh man, fucking seriously, do we
The
have to do
female
this right
panda,
now?
the female panda, is responsive to the male sponsor for 1 day of the year. If she has a headache that day, he's doomed.
Or if he came staggering
Anyway.
from the pub a bit
Yeah,
late that
I
day.
mean they're
Yeah.
kind of doomed in that respect.
Oh, they are
aren't
doomed.
Poor pandas.
They're not as cool as regular bears either, are they?
No.
Let's be fair.
I
You
mean,
don't see druids in video games turning into pandas, do you?
They don't steal.
Unless it's in Warcraft, but
Yeah.
we don't count that.
They don't steal picnic baskets.
Yeah, that's true.
anyway, panda news.
And Jack Black never voiced a bear, so yeah.
There you go. There's a key word in it which is accused, which I think sounds quite amusing. A giant panda has been accused of faking signs of pregnancy. Accused, as in, you're faking that. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you
You
are.
got a pillow under there.
No. Al Hin, which is the panda's name.
Oh,
Got her-
Is that the really pissed off Chinese zookeeper?
No,
Okay.
no. She got her Chinese keepers all excited after showing signs that she was pregnant, which includes moving less, which for a panda must be quite hard to tell, and initially having a small appetite, which again for a panda must be quite hard to tell. The keepers at Chengdu Giant Panda Breeding Research Center were so thrilled they even preferred to film the birth. It was
not particularly hard to do.
They got
Grab
punked
camera.
by a panda. That's awesome.
It was later revealed that she was never pregnant, and experts believe she has been putting on an act.
For
Uh,
what?
Because
Because
when they're pregnant, they get moved to an air-conditioned room. They get more fruit, bamboo, and buns. So apparently, some of the pandas have worked this out, and now fake being pregnant in order to get moved to the aircon room.
Rad, they're eating less anyway, so let's pamper them with more
Mm.
food that they're not gonna eat.
Yeah. They believe they may have learned the fate of pregnancies after associated with being pampered. They haven't, as it said
maybe
here.
that should encourage them to get laid more often.
Yeah. As a notoriously low reproductive rate, there's 600 pandas living in the wild, 300 in captivity. Apparently, only 24% of females in captivity give birth, posing a serious threat to survival of the species. Don't bother. Really, they want to go extinct. Any smash that says, "Oh, I don't want to be forced to have sex with one another," just wants to go extinct. Just let
That
them.
sounds really bad on so many levels, Nick. Seriously, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Nick's way of, fuck it. Everyone's got to keep the species going.
Concentration camps. You've got to have sex with one another. Ooh, yeah, well, fuck it, you're dead,
Well, fuck it, just end it now.
Yeah. On to the first of the sheep news.
Is this because the birthday? Is this one of the birthday things?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sheep news. You got to have sheep. There's so much sheep news this month. I had to include
So
some of it.
we've gone from bear, so we've not got any wanking stories. But we've already got a bear fucking story. Now what? Have we got?
There's no fucking involved because it's faking the
Yeah.
pregnancy.
The fact that they're not fucking is the problem.
Look, I can assure you the sheep news does not involve any fucking.
We're keeping my eye on you, guys.
Not this one, anyway.
Nick's fan fiction section.
I'm putting the TNT around his house right now.
Yeah.
I'm putting my Steve hat on.
The world's
I still think we should call him Ram Man. That's got to be the best
Ram Man.
nickname.
Yeah.
I always think of
No.
ramen.
No. The world's.
Kicks a pot of noodles.
Am I going to be able to tell you this story at any point in the story?
Any part of the story, huh?
Yeah. The world's woolliest sheep.
Man.
I know you're tired, but come on. Have a bit of sugar. The world's.
I don't want to. I really don't. I can't eat it. It's just too much. It's good, but it's just too much.
Mother will be so disappointed. The world's woolliest sheep has been found in Australia.
Started saying that. You went fucking. You're gonna go extinct. Your mother's really disappointed with you.
You've not just let you've not just let me down. You've let Mother down, but worst of all, you've let yourself down.
Nick, you trolled your mum into playing through a game. You'd make demands of your mother. And then you say she enjoys it. God damn.
She did enjoy playing Portal. She thought it was fun.
Oh, dude.
Right. The world's woolliest sheep has been found in Australia.
Why?
Well, it's sheep and it's very woolly. It's escaped the shears for 6 years because female sheep is most captive sheep. The breeds, they don't stop growing their wool. More traditional breeds will molt.
Visualness.
But the captive breeds will keep growing. This is a merino sheep, which is like a ultra fine wool sheep.
They obviously haven't been
Actually,
planned
do you
by-
know the merino wool was so highly praised that at one point the British Navy invaded past Spain to steal some sheep. They actually invaded town, stole the sheep, and brought it back over to England. The British
legend.
Navy did this.
They obviously haven't played Minecraft. Punch
Yeah.
the sheep.
Yes. So it was found wandering on a farm. They believe his fleece is going to weigh more. Yeah, wandering.
Just like, fuck it, I'm just going to come
So
over
I'm
here
just
now.
imagining like the British Navy being Jason and the Argonauts here. There's a golden fleece. So we're gonna go get the golden sheep thing.
The Golden Shears Award.
Sheep thing.
I'm gonna wear it, and we're gonna have the power of the gods.
Yeah. His fleece, they believe, is going to be about 20 kilos. His eyesight was affected. That's why he's wandering, because he basically grew so he couldn't actually see through his eyes anymore.
Dappy bastard.
The current world record is by another sheep called Trek, who had a fleece weighing 27 kilos. Which they say this is the heaviest sheep fleece the heaviest found, but that's clearly 7 kilos less. So I'm calling bullshit on this. That's not a woolly enough sheep.
Is this why it's weird news?
Yes.
Because it's bullshit.
Yes.
Or sheep shit in this case.
Yeah.
Because pandas aren't fucking.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Maybe they would fuck if people gave them sheepskin coats and stuff. You know, I don't know.
Maybe.
Suddenly I feel sexy. I have a sheepskin attire on. So yeah.
Is that like literally how this is gonna go? We're gonna have to find a way to like make pandas feel sexy.
They did. Well, I think the Chinese keepers actually also once tried doing panda porn.
Also, can I just throw out there that these guys were experts and got fooled by a fucking bear?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, to be fair, the main size it was moving slightly less. Which, to be fair, that's like saying, sloth is moving slightly less today.
It's eating slightly less. Let's move it somewhere with more food.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey!
Anyway, back to the sheep. As they say, it's amazing it survived for so long because they can get fly strike and hot weathers can get done. But they did fine. There's enough wool to create 4 woolly jumpers on them.
How was it just, waltzing about? I mean, like...
Well, it has 4 legs and it walks.
Yeah, I kind of gather that, but surely someone, like, owned it and, like, you know what? Fuck, I'm going to share this.
Yeah, the thing is,
right,
it's all about scale. See, in Australia, whereas we have flocks, of like a few hundred, some farms may have a few thousand. Australia's have tens of thousands.
Look at that.
So one
dude's managed to say, "Fucking hell, everyone's gone bald. I'm out of here, mate."
Yeah, you've seen on the sheep then.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to watch it quite regularly in the house.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
And the other one, Timmy
Time. No, I've not watched Timmy Time.
It's good.
Shaun the Sheep's good, but I've watched Timmy Time. I've actually I had one of my sheep is called Timothy. But it wasn't named after Timmy. I had the name first.
You lie.
I had the name first.
Are you saying that they stole the name of your
Yes.
sheep?
They did. Yes.
You're going to win.
I don't think so, but yes.
Well, we must try.
Let's try. Timothy, yeah, he's a Shetland.
And then we'll mark it.
Very friendly.
Traveling houses, human snails, to stop me from blowing up your house, Minecraft style.
If that coat is made of sheep's, then you're alright.
And panda, porno, sheep, skin. Maybe that's it. Maybe pandas have got a thing for sheep.
Powers. Panda, porno, sheepskin, power! I don't know.
World's crappiest superhero.
Yeah.
Man.
Panda Paul, man.
Well, shit, a superhero. Power, getting bonked by a panda.
He eats, shoots, and leaves.
That is that must be a power, because considering they didn't do it, it would make him pretty super, I suppose. Attracts panda dick. So, okay.
So,
his power is to attract panda dick.
So, English language.
Banged by pandas. That's how he saves the day.
Onto linguistics news. English language.
It's like a deviant character, doesn't it?
What, linguistic news?
No, Panda Paul, man. Oh, dear.
Right. On to linguistic news. Have you used one of the following words
I'm
in
going
the last...
to draw him like a Panda Paul, man. This got to be done.
Have you ever used any of the following words recently? Fetch.
No.
Pussycat.
No.
Fortnight. Bear in mind, we say we use podcasts every fortnight, so therefore we have used that recently. So, okay.
Does it turn out that we're mad psychos then?
Yes,
They come up with
we
stupid
are.
ideas.
We are, because those words are falling out of favour in the English language. But it's been words. Yes.
I use Fortnite quite a bit.
They've been replaced by Google, Internet, Facebook, and iPhone.
Oh God, I want society to just crumble and everyone to die.
As in on the rankings.
We're replacing words now.
Yeah, man, we Google the podcast.
On the rankings.
It's like every 2 weeks and also that, like every Google we podcast.
Well, do you know there's another word that's being used a lot less frequently, and this will upset you. Marvellous is being.
What about fuck off, you?
Apparently, we've been replacing it with the word awesome.
I say awesome a lot too, because awesome is awesome, marvellous is also cool, and hippies that sit on Facebook all day can go and choke on a bullet.
Yes. Apparently, this is because they reckon that awesome is because of American influence on British people speak. Apparently.
Okay.
This was done by the Spoken British Nasal Corpus 2014 project, put together by Lancaster University and Cambridge University Press.
Who the fuck funds this stuff?
Lancaster University and Cambridge University.
I am the foul-mouthed
people with too much
here.
time and too much money and too much life. They need to just...
Yeah, seriously, you go research something important.
Yeah. We're also using the words marmalade. interestingly, in the last 20 years, because it started in the
I
1990s.
just realised the irony of you telling them to research something important and while we're sitting here doing weird news to our one viewer. It's like, gee.
2.
Oh!
Words that have dropped down. Oh no, it's now gone to 1.
Hey!
We've lost somebody.
No! Because we weren't talking enough about pandas fucking.
Obviously not. We can always we'll add that as a section later.
Cool. Pandas fucking.
Under panda fucking news, they also found that in the last 24 years, the term Walkman, for some reason, has gone out of fashion.
Oh, what a
No way, man. Everyone still talks about that stuff.
Guardians of the Galaxy will boost that one back up there.
Making a comeback.
Yeah.
I noticed the Dreamcast hasn't fell out of fashion within the last, over a decade. Wonder if, like, how much of my foul
Neo Geo
language...
Pocket.
That's still pretty popular.
Really?
Yeah, man.
On to Americans with no humour.
That's most of America.
The British Embassy in Washington has apologised after a certain tweet seemed to poke fun at the 200th anniversary of the burning of the White House. So they sent a message. The message was a photo of the White House, and they put two sparklers in the flags of both nations with a caption "Only sparklers this time."
Oh,
Yeah, it was set on fire in 1840, in August 1814. Now, this is the newspaper's wording, during the so-called War of 1812. I love they say the so-called war as if they're being slightly facetious about it. Yeah, it's the so-called war. If someone put the so-called World War II, people would be up in arms about it.
That was a bit of a laugh, really, wasn't it?
The so-called war, that's so-called war.
That was just a bunch of guys having a bit of fun.
I just love the way that you said it was a bit of a laugh. I'm thinking, wait, is Tony saying that the thing that they said was a bit of a laugh, or that the war itself was a bit of a joke?
Yeah. Obviously, the wars between British and US soldiers. Obviously, there's been a furore of people on Twitter who've got nothing better to do with their lives than comment on a picture.
Keyboard warriors.
Now,
the same people who tell me I can't say marvellous.
Alright, someone said classy British Mary Jones should commemorate bombing London. They probably do. Now, this one I can't quite get my head round. It says, even if Talking Heads were seeing it, I still think it's extremely poor taste. So, if Talking Heads were seeing it, you think it was poor taste, but you'd still listen to it? I don't regret that comment. No. Someone said, while the UK and USA 1812 was no big deal, I'm allowing myself another you'd all be speaking German joking in the future. Yeah, dream on.
Fuck, in order to get a joke to make them laugh, you'd have to crash a fucking plane into it, wouldn't you? God.
We have now been banned in the United States.
The White House set ablaze in 1840. Yeah. Framed by
Kim
North
still
Korea.
listens.
Yeah.
He probably laughed at that joke.
So basically, after they put us up there, obviously what usually happens, people complained, few people with no sense of humour complained, and someone had to put...
That joke is funny. Let's all take our shoes off
British
the airport.
British Embassy had to apologise.
Fuck off!
Yeah, apologies to the entry. We meant to mark an event in history and celebrate
you burned your fucking house down. Jesus.
No, the British Army set fire to the house.
So?
I apologise that we burned your house down for a laugh.
We nicked some random sheep.
Yeah.
We nicked a sheep. We burnt someone's house down.
Yeah.
We blew up our own house.
The chavs of the world, aren't we? Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure we did that.
We've just got a different sense of humour. That's the trouble of it. We actually have a sense of humour.
Sheep stealing, house burning. You know.
Yeah, we have a sense of humour. They don't.
We like doing stuff.
Now,
do I cry about Parliament getting blown to bits?
No, because we all approved of that. We're all like, yeah.
We almost did it. I don't know why, but I keep having... That must be something from my dream journal or something. Gets blown up. Getting confused with reality. Yeah.
Now, we've all got boring jobs at some point in our lives. My job can get boring at times.
No, it can get boring at times.
Sometimes, I'm sure yours can get boring at times. Maybe when you... Yeah.
My boss is a right tosser.
He is, I've met him. And perhaps sometimes it'd be nice when, like, a friend or something helps spice up the morning. Perhaps they come around and see you. Perhaps they say, "Oh, let's have a surprise lunch," something like that, just to sort of spice it up.
Bring around surprise cake.
Right. Well, they don't quite go as far as a woman in America. An American woman who caused a wildfire that burned across more than 51,000 acres has admitted starting the blaze because her firefighter friends were bored.
Yeah.
That's our excuse as well. That's why we set fire to the White House. Your firefighters, they looked a bit bored. They didn't something to do, you know.
Yeah. 23-year-old Sandy Renee Johnson tossed a lit firework from a car into a bush by the roadside in July last year. 2 days later, with the wind carrying blaze on its way to spreading to 80 square miles, she added a Facebook post which read, "Like my fire." Now, seriously, at that point, you must have thought, why didn't you think to yourself, perhaps it's got a little bit out of hand? 80 square miles has gone up. Perhaps this was not quite thing. Don't put it on Facebook and brag.
She's clearly a bit of a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
That's where Americans like to have fun with fire.
Authorities spent nearly 8 million, or 4.75 million real money, fighting the fire on the Warm Springs Indian Reserve.
Oh dear.
She pleaded guilty in May, signed the fire. They finally released the details of the case last week. She could face a maximum 5-year jail sentence and a $250,000 fine, and will be sentenced on September the 3rd. I mean, I don't get people. People are just thick. They are they're just thick. I'm sorry, but they are.
They have
You
IQs lower than mine.
you don't. If you do something like that, you don't brag about it on Facebook and then don't expect to have any consequences of it.
That's why I left Facebook. It's full of
So we
fucking
couldn't brag and
idiots.
get consequences of things happening.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just brag about it on the podcast, and then that black van outside still parked.
I was going to say bragging about it on the podcast ain't going to get us in no trouble.
No. Someone's going to take me seriously one day, though, and I'm going to get into a lot of trouble. And then Kim will turn up to try and bail me out. And I'll get in even more trouble for being considered a North Korea sympathizer.
Yeah. Well, we've already said Kim's breaking me out so we can film a crime find duo. We've already worked that one out.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Didn't accept the invite. That sucked.
He keeps tearing us down.
Dennis
I
Rodman.
don't think he has.
Up,
I don't
buddy.
think he's caught the emails yet, man. His fan club's huge.
Now, Luke, you've got pets.
Several that I don't want.
Are they dogs or cats?
Cats.
You sure they're not small dogs?
No, I'm pretty sure.
You can
that
tell the
they're horrible.
difference.
Yeah, they're
You sure
pretty
you can tell the
horrible
difference?
beasts,
Okay.
Unless you're talking chihuahuas, in which case they're just big rats that cats
For
eat.
dogs.
My father's cat Siamese ate the next door neighbour's chihuahua.
Yeah, that's kind of a common thing. Cats eating chihuahuas.
Well, not surprised.
They do just look like big mice.
I think it's putting them out of their
That
misery.
cat had 2 heads at an advantage. But
Siamese twins offended?
Yeah.
No, you can't call them that anymore. You got to call them conjoined twins now.
because I'm from Siam. But what if they are from Siam?
Siam doesn't exist anymore. It's Thailand now.
What
Oh,
were
Christ.
Siamese twins? Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That's actually pretty good considering, you know.
Okay. The master of a Cambridge University college that banned dogs from accommodation has been allowed to keep his canine companion after persuading officials it was a very big cat.
What breed is this thing?
It's a basset hound. He lives in Surrey College with Robert Mosley,
Wait, hang on. Wait. Where was this again? Where?
Cambridge University.
Shut that place down now, please.
Cats were allowed, but dogs were technically banned. I'm trying to figure out the technically bit. Either they are or they aren't.
Shut them down.
I mean, technically, officer, I was doing 40 in 30. Technically, I was. But
Technically, you caught me. Technically, you didn't.
Yeah. Apparently, there's been a dog-owning precedent set decades ago. The college have said that he could keep Yo-Yo as long as it stayed as a large cat. Admittedly, it was tongue-in-cheek. Why one knows? Wouldn't it have just been easy to rescind the ban on dogs, rather than redefining a dog as a cat?
Rather than taking the piss.
Because it must be confusing in the zoology department. It's like, today, class, we're going to learn about large cats, and they just bring this basset hound in.
I'd say,
They've
well,
just
it
made
means
they've
I
made
must be safe. You'll never catch me with your missus.
They've made a joke of the entire department.
They have, yeah.
Good job. Shut them down.
Apparently, after the ruling, he went round. People kept saying, "I love your big cat" whenever they walked round. He's now the Yo-Yo, the rescue. He's a rescue dog, and he's featured in publicity meal for a veterinary course, presumably on cat care.
I'm sure all of that was supposed to be a joke. You know, they made it funny. I just didn't find it funny, and I want them to be shut down. So maybe I'm American.
Possibly. You humorless bastard.
Maybe if I set fire to Cambridge University, I'll have a laugh.
Apparently, some students calling her the college dog, where they're clearly wrong.
Well, that's what they said was a cat.
It's a cat. It's not the dog.
Clearly,
clearly a
it's probably
cat.
already a college dog, you know, but...
Yeah.
How
No,
dare they back then?
she left at the end of the term.
Don't confuse me. They said to me it was a cat.
This is going to be a generation of people from Cambridge graduates who can't tell the difference.
Oh, I can't.
The next set of Tory MPs is going to be very odd.
I can't wait for the future.
They already are.
I was going to say they're already.
No, you think they're bad now? You wait to the future.
They'll be too busy stuck.
They
to
identify
Facebook.
themselves as human. That's bad enough.
Somehow.
Back to China again. Now, you know, there's all these fancy beers going out at the moment that you can buy, and that they have like they actually get those. Have you seen those like spice beers you got? They have infusions of other flavors. You got no one ever drinks them because they're horrible, but you can buy them if you want to.
Right.
A Chinese manufacturer decided to spice up his own beers with something else. Viagra. He said he's only identified as Mr. Hung. He was unable to keep up the illegal practice.
Is his first name Dong?
Yeah.
Tell me it is.
Doesn't say.
Dong Hung.
He was
Did he originally
was
come from the Panda?
maybe. Maybe that explains why. He's been able to keep up his legal practice after customers noticed the unusual side effect of drinking his spirits, which he marked as nutritious, healthy liquor.
Give it to the pandas.
Yeah, he basically purchased a kilo of the drug for a few months ago in January, and he's banned alcohol beverages without mentioning it on the label. He said he's motivated to increase alcohol sales and make money fast because he's been facing stiff competition. This is. I will point out this is not my. This is Sky News' joke, not mine. The spirits
That's from his brother Wang Hung.
He sold the spirit. It's sold at $5.85 a bottle, which is quite a lot. Really.
Wang Hung Lo. That's his full name, isn't it?
It's unknown whether sales of alcohol rose during the period. Well done, Sky News. Well done. Actually, it might have been Metro. More likely been Metro of a joke that bad. On to the second sheep-related news, and
We
this
haven't
one.
really got much to compete with in the way of journalism, have we?
No.
They're all pretty kind of, you know. Well,
Yeah.
they're below me, which means that there's not really much of a challenge there.
We've now reached the picture section.
Ooh.
And on to the second sheep-related story.
I don't think I want to walk up to the screen with a sheep.
I didn't say it's a picture of a sheep.
No, we're getting really creeped out, Thorny. Your job.
Okay.
Scientists have figured out how sheepdogs work.
Well, apparently they're not. They're cats.
No, these are dogs. These
these are actual
These
dogs.
are dogs. Yeah, these aren't large
So
cats.
they haven't gone through Cambridge Zoology yet?
No, they haven't.
Cool.
Obviously, in a few years' time, that's what they'll be calling them, sheep cats.
Cloud cats.
Yeah. They've worked out that why one shepherd and a single dog can herd an unruly flock of more than 100 sheep. Sheep aren't that unruly. They're really not. Just shake a bag of biscuits and they come running over and they love you for it.
That's going to be kind of scary if you do that.
Now,
in front of
do you
100
know?
clouds.
Do you know what they want to use this research for?
No.
Robots. They're planning to make shepherding robots for controlling clowns or clouds, not clowns.
Clowns.
Robots herding clowns sounds awesome.
When do we need to start herding clowns?
Controlling crowds
Just
or
sort of clowns huddling together.
or
That
clear.
robot there looks a bit suspect. Like, you know, his eye balloons up, man. It's like,
Controlling crowds or clearing up oil spills. And another newspaper is just using to help people evacuate buildings.
I'm definitely drawing that. Robots herding clowns, man. That's brilliant.
I just think they use this idea of getting this rope to herd people out of buildings. Like, show the fire is good enough to help them. Or sending a proper sheepdog. I just see a little sheepdog with his little breathing apparatus, a little air tank on its back going in there.
So you'd have thought that the fire was enough motivation, but considering the crap we've just heard from China and Cambridge and
Would you now? I'm going to reveal to you the secret to the world out there. The secret of the sheepdog. This secret will allow you to always herd sheep. So if ever you get reincarnated as a sheepdog, you now know what to do. Or just your job market really falls to the floor, and you have to take any employment you can get.
Being reincarnated and always remembering bits of your past lives and that. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that's the thing I'm going to hold on
Rule
to.
1. No one talks about sheep club. Sorry. Rule 1. The sheepdog learns how to make sheep. Rule 1. The sheepdog learns how to make sheep come together as a flock. Rule 2. Whenever sheep are in a tight-knit group, the dog pushes them forwards. You can thank Dr. Andrew King of Swansea University for this.
Oh, shut him down.
He used GPS technology to track the sheep and find out how they reacted.
What was his fucking budget and what... Oh, just please. Oh, Oh my god. I
Sheep-
might have to leave.
Apparently, she doesn't make use of the
Yeah, this is
selfish.
shit. You should have been using that money to put GPS on clowns and seeing how they reacted to the...
Clearly, that's a more interesting
It's
experiment.
like the pies aren't working on it. It keeps coming. Like,
Sheep doesn't make use of the selfish herd theory. Apparently, sheep operate by the selfish herd theory. The basic idea is, whenever they see a threat, they group together. They attempt to put somebody else between them and the threat. It's like, no, take her, not me. Take her. And so they've moved. So they've soon moved together. The group of basically sheepdogs apparently look to see if the group's breaking up. They look for the gaps in the fluffy things, to use their terminology, and then moving back together again.
that's what the pandas should be doing. look,
They
gaps in the fluffy
discovered
feet.
using these rules. They put into a computer simulation. They found that the simulation copied the movements of the sheepdog. This has been called the shepherding problem. No shepherd's ever had this problem. You know, a shepherd has a sheepdog and it works.
Shepherd has a sheepdog and it works.
Yeah.
Has an apple stamp on its ass.
It's just really.
If Greek mythology's taught me anything, the shepherding problem is finding out Zeus is your father. That's usually the way.
Yeah.
And pretty much every shepherd in Greece
He-
probably has a
yeah.
claim to that somewhere.
He believes that the information could be used by mathematicians, engineers, or boticists to use in their modelling, or they could send out swarms of drones to gather information and bring them all back.
Sounds almost as retarded as those Americans that are trying to make fucking robotic bees. Because we're wiping out bees. So, well, your best bet might be to, you know,
Right, we'll
stop
imagine-
wiping out bees.
We're merging two ideas now: robotic clowns that herd people. That's perfect.
This turns to one's dystopian science fiction
It
film.
is, yeah.
A clown work orange or something.
I see.
Okay, you ready for the picture?
If we're-
Now, there's two possibilities in this picture. Either A, levitation, or B, there's it's a makeshift new drone. The reason I say is there's a guy who clearly has a remote control there, and you can see his foot. And I think there's maybe pellets. So I think it's flying. Oh, that was levitating.
Okay.
Go on,
Would you-
Charlie
go on.
Bob, show the audience.
There will be a link in the show notes on the website when this goes up.
I'm starting to notice something. I think, right, the barrier to entry to university is like your IQ now no longer has to be higher than your shoe size, as long as you've got money.
Yeah.
Do you think that's it? You can be as thick as two short planks,
Yeah.
but as long as you've got the cash to get into uni, you can become a professor.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. This is the way the world's come to, I'm afraid.
We're gonna be
And
killing each other next
The way the world's coming to that, and unfortunately, that means we're coming to an end. It's not.
Oh.
It's
Happy birthday.
our longest podcast yet, at 3 hours and 18 minutes.
Jeez.
Amazing.
And we thought this was going to be a short one.
Yes.
Yeah, because we had fuck all to
Then
talk
we
about.
bundled loads of stuff in.
But because it's a birthday podcast,
Oh,
we've
dear.
started to make things up,
Yeah.
throw random threats,
Yeah.
wish the death of 2 universities. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if death and closure is really the same thing, but stupid people, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm starting to compare universities now to America. Fucking stupid. Now I'm going to start asking you if that's a stupid story, is it from a university? Were
Yeah.
they overpaid monkeys? That's an insult to overpaid monkeys. Some of them like, little chimps that do the TV ads are way more intelligent than the kids. in
I
some of
think
these
we need
unis.
to have a new section on the website on the channel, which is Luke Rants, and literally we just put up some random thing, just let him, because that was perfect. That was about 2 minutes of just him rambling on about nothing. We could have, if we do that, we could do
We don't
like
even need to tell him. We just leave something on.
Yeah,
and
just
then we'll
fucking
get
put it on and
we'll
off.
get
we
hours
could
of
we
that.
could do 10 of them in one evening,
Yeah.
and pop them up. We wouldn't have to do any other work for the channel at all.
It's goddamn stupid. Just people are stupid. I want everyone to just jump off. If it was possible for them to jump off the planet, that would be great. But
But it's not actually possible to jump off a planet
they can try.
unless you can jump. I think you got to jump up.
Dude,
come on.
seriously, they're probably figuring out a way to do it right now.
You can
They've
jump
spent
up.
billions.
If you can jump and
If we
maintain the
at least
speed.
have a robotic clown on chalky, then yeah, it'll definitely jump off
The
the
first
planet.
one right there.
Oh.
Seriously,
Dear.
dude, someone's probably putting tons of money into the research for it and are wondering why they can only get a few feet off the ground.
What, into sheep levitation?
Yeah, Not just sheep levitation, trying to jump off the fucking planet. There's
I honestly
billions of
think
research
that's got a
going
drone. I honestly think that's a drone. I'm sure it's a propeller on the back of that sheep. I'm sure it's flying. It's
Is
thinking,
that
what
drone
the?
sheep?
Yeah.
Or-
It's thinking, what the hell is happening? Why have I suddenly developed flight?
That cloud is
I can't.
too close to the
I
ground.
can't reach the grass anymore.
It's a woolly jumper, that's why.
Oh God.
It's actually a panda.
In disguise.
That would have messed up their figures, wouldn't it? Turns out sheep don't move.
Or
This
have
one-
sex. Or do anything.
This one's moving slower than normal. That sheep must be pregnant. Anyway, to wrap up, where can you find us? You can find us on the recently renewed randnerds.com. And when I say renewed, it means I've paid for it again. You can find us on Twitter at randnerds.
We had to bribe Nick with cake. It didn't really come from his mum.
YouTube, you're watching it, but if you're not watching it, you're listening to the audio version, it's youtube.com/randnerds.
Yep.
Google stupid address is plus.google.com/plusrandnerds. The first plus is in words, the second plus is the first plus is a word, the second plus is the symbolic representation of the word plus. Facebook.com/randnerds. We've got a Steam group called Randnerds, and you can email us comments at randnerds.com. So, on the end of that, I've been the SuffolkRam.
Scazziest, the foul-mouthed chucklehead.
I've just been the bard.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing you in a fortnight time, or as we'll soon discover, in a Facebook time. In a couple of weeks' time. So thank you very much for watching.
Google you soon, people.
Look forward to seeing. I'm just going to go by myself. I'm just going to go to Cambridge University and see all their extra large iPhones and
We're just gonna hurdle the clowns and send them to Chalky's house.
don't run away in there. You need to stop the podcast.
It's gonna keep going forever and ever. People are gonna tune in and see our dead bodies sat on the table. You know,
Come on, come in the podcast.
feel like that episode of Red Dwarf.
Podcast. End it now.
End the podcast. Look, when you told the Xbox to turn it on.
Xbox, stop the podcast. Luke, no. Skaz, stop the podcast. You're going to have that down.
God, you fucking fail so hard, giving me so much work. This is why I don't do it.
If you end the podcast when I told you, that means you wouldn't have occurred. It's true.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. See you later, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.
Time to say tubby bye bye.
Bye.